Mic check. 1 2 1 2. What's poppin', man? This your boy Word back at again on the Damage Control podcast with another new episode. We here again. Still got TC on my right. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
All right. Yeah, man, feels good, man. This is season 2.
Yes.
I believe it's episode 5? I want to say episode 4 or 5, I believe so. Yeah. But yeah, man, we back at it again. I told y'all pretty much every episode we gonna have people being interviewed, guests. So we back at it again with another one. Pretty stoked for this one, man. We've been in the talks about doing this podcast for some time. We finally here. Some of y'all may know this guy is an urban missionary. You also may know him by the name of ex-hustler. I gotta do it again. I gotta brag on this guy as well, man. He's a big homie of mine. He's done a lot. You know, he's a Grammy Award winner, 60,000 albums sold, 16.5 million streams plus and counting, only on Spotify. Touch stages with Rick Ross, LeCrae. Man, without further ado, we got THI'SL. I know him as Thiz. What's poppin', my G?
I was like, dang, that sound important.
Because you are important.
How we feeling?
And I'm up to now about, I think like 30 million
all right,
on Spotify.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, about 25.
Yeah, you know how what's that? Kanye was like he was a billionaire way before Forbes gave him the look. It's that kind of vibe, huh?
Yeah.
What's poppin', man? How we feeling today, G?
Man, I'm good. I feel good. Feel great.
That's what's up, man. If y'all don't know, man, I've been knowing Thiz for some time. We go way back. A lot of the people I've been interviewing, really close friends, people that's been in my life for some time. He's another one, man. But I'm excited to have you here today, Doc. I see. When I look back, man, I had to go and look back because I know you so much as far as just on a personal basis. I ain't took a minute and looked at the career, so I had to go back into the resume. The first thing on Apple Music was 2006 116 compilation, and then you got the debut 2007 This House I Shall Live. Was that the actual release date when it was actually came out, or that's when it made it on DSPs?
That's when it made it to DSP.
That's what I thought. That's what I was questioning.
Because the first, I think the original release date was like 2004.
Okay.
And then it's so crazy. So around 2007, DSP access opened up for everybody. Because, you know, before that, it was like you had to have a way in. Somebody had to, I know him. He going to get it on there for me. Or
wasn't
this
no
company, they do
TuneCore,
it.
right.
It wasn't no TuneCore.
Yeah.
So the company I used to originally do it, they actually it's still in their system, a company called Catapult.
Okay.
I found them searching online because I always was trying to figure out a way. I knew, like, I'm usually ahead of things. So I knew, like, okay, it's coming. Like, where everything else was being put in your hands. So I'm like, this is coming too. So I had to start searching. And I was searching online, looking for different stuff online. How to get your music on iTunes. Boom, Catapult popped up. It was like $45. I paid. And the crazy thing is, when I put it on there, I didn't even, like, so I kind of like re-released it. So I went back, I took a bunch of songs off that were originally on there, and I put a bunch of other songs on there that I felt represented who I was at that moment. Okay. And most of them I had produced. We had mixed them in the basement. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna put these songs, I'm gonna take these off. Yeah. And we went back and I put it on there. And the crazy thing is, I just put it on there so it could be on there.
Okay.
I didn't think nothing was gonna happen. And I put it on there, and somebody hit me up like, yo, you know, your album, it's like such and such. It was like on the charts.
Wow.
Like, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And so, and I really began to check from it, like, randomly. Right. And I was like, oh, that's okay, cool. Yeah.
Right.
And so, but that was the re-release action of it.
Okay, so like, is that where music started, or was it a time before, like, the whole Christian rap interest where you was doing music before then on the other side? How did that
I was doing music already.
Okay.
So I was always, music was always like an outlet for me. Okay. The first time I ever started doing music, I was in a group home. I was 14. So I got took from my mom by the state. Me, my brother, my cousins, all of us that lived in the house, the state came in and they took everybody. So I was like 14. I was outside already. Like, I've been outside since I was like 12. Wow. So 14, I was like grown. I was living with my girlfriend. Like me and my girlfriend slept in the same bed every night when I was 14.
Outside.
14. Like I lived with me and my girlfriend lived in the same. I stayed in the house with my.
She 14.
She was the same age as me.
Now, hold on, that was
in real life. Like
Y'all
so,
was free.
who house the name was in?
Nah, it was her mom crib.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
it
was one of them things. Like I guess where the parents be like, I'd rather you be here than there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I was just outside. I didn't. When you that age, you don't even look into it. Therefore, and so me and her was living in the same house. So when the state took everybody, I wasn't even there. And so I saw it though. Like I was across the street at my friend's house. I saw them go in there and take all of my cousins, my brother. You know, my brother didn't get took right then either. He ran. Then my mom had to take him. And so after that, when I turned myself in, I'm at the group home and one of the caseworkers there, she was like, I was walking around rapping songs. And so she was like, have you ever thought about writing your own song? And I was like, no, I haven't. But I always loved music, even before that. Like, my daddy went to college on a music scholarship. So I always loved music. It was like always my thing. I used to walk around singing when I was little. I was the kid that they called in the living room, like, sing this song. That was me when I was a little kid. And so when I got there, the lady like, you should write your own music. I went to my room that night. I was mad, frustrated, hurt, everything all bottled up in me. And I went to the room that night and I ain't had no beat, no nothing. And I just started writing. And I just was writing everything I felt. And when I got finished, I remember just being like,
this is therapy.
Man, I feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I memorized it, learned it, all of that. I said it for them. Of course, it might have freaked them out because I was saying all kind of stuff in there. But so after that, by the time I made it back home, I was supposed to be there till I was like 15, till I was like 18 or 21. But the next year, when I was 15, right before my 15th birthday, they let me go back home. So when I made it home, first thing I did when I saw my partners, I was like, I went right back to the hood. It was the day before my birthday. We kicking it. I'm like, I know how to rap. They like, man, you don't know how to rap. I'm like, yes, I do.
Show cats.
So I spit.
Yeah.
They like, dang, you know how to rap. And so from then, I became the hood rapper.
Yeah.
They like, my boy rap. I'm battling people. So before that, I was at rap battles. Like, I was opening up for artists before I even became a Christian. Before I became a Christian, I was at a place, this dude named Trail, R.I.P. Trail, man, from Harlem.
Okay.
Trail is the person that got Nelly and the St. Lunatics they deal. So when Trail was in St. Louis, he looking around for people. I was in the club one night.
Yeah.
He come walking up to me and my partner together. We at Club Casino. Trail come walking up to me and he like, man, I know this ain't the hottest dude on the street everybody keep talking about. So me and my boy, like, random dude walking up to you, like, we street dudes.
What's
like,
this? What year is this?
Man, it's like 90s. Like,
okay.
it's late 90s.
What was your name back then?
They just called me Unc.
Okay.
So this like late, this like late 90s. Uncle Y. That was my. Anybody call me Uncle Y right now, I know where they know me from. When they say that, I instantly say, you know me from years
Way
ago.
back.
Yeah. And so when dude walk up to me, he walk up to me. So like we street dudes. Like I wasn't no rapper that was trying to be a street dude. I was a street dude
that so happened to
rap was trying to save me.
Yeah.
But I was outside. You know what I'm saying? So when he walk up on me, first thing we do, we like, you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like who is this walk up on me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So he like, I know this ain't the hottest dude on the street. Like I keep hearing about. And I'm like, man, who is you? He like, I'm Trail. Like I can get you a deal. So I laughed at him. I'm like, whatever. I said, man, you know how many times people say, I can get you a deal. I'm telling you, like, trust me, I can get you a deal. Yeah. So that was the first time I saw him.
Okay.
The second time I saw him, it was right after my cousin had got killed in 99. One of my friends that I grew up with killed my cousin. So right after that, my homeboy, Reese, he from U City. They had a label called Bulletproof. So I had just like battled, like a year before I had battled they main rapper, you know what I'm saying, battled the whole label, end up linking with the dude that was producing, D-Red. So me and D-Red link up. So now, like, they literally saved me. My life was so crazy at that point. D-Red would call me and be like, man, come to the studio. And I'd go to their house out to the studio and be in there, you know, hours and hours at a time making records. I ain't know how to count bars. They taught me everything. I just knew how to rap. You know what I'm saying? So I was just going over there rapping.
Yeah.
And so I first heard of them. I was 15. I had a car, so I bought my first car when I was 15.
Cat was grown at 12 years old.
Yeah, so 15, I had a car. I had speakers in it, everything. So my one of my old heads from the hood, he probably was in his 20s because I'm 15.
Right.
He like, man, I know these cats, they'll smash you. I'm like, man, whatever. He like, listen to this CD.
Right.
So he played it. I go buy it the next day. I'm riding around bumping them in my car. I'm 15. So by the time I meet them, I'm like, yo, these the dudes. So I met them. They taught me so much stuff about music, but I was opening up for everybody came to town that summer. Like every big show came to town, I was opening up for everybody. So I'm running around, I'm battling people. And then I see Trail. So Reese, when my cousin died, Reese from Bulletproof, he took me to Atlanta. We went to Jay-Z birthday party. So we go to Atlanta we go to Jay-Z birthday. He like, let's go. He called me because I was just stressed out. Well, I don't gonna use the word stressed out. Like, so I'm basically just every which way. Yeah. Because dude that killed my cousin.
Right, you grieving.
I wasn't grieving. I was mad. I was riding around looking for him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for some get back.
Right.
So I'm running myself raggedy looking for get back, and I'm high. I'm doing everything under the sun all the time. And so Reese called me like, man, I need you to go out of town with me. I'm like, where we going? He like, Atlanta. We going to Jay-Z birthday party.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I ain't got no clothes. He said, don't worry about it, cause I wasn't doing nothing. All my stuff dirty. I'm riding around like a maniac. Right. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even care how you
I don't
look.
care. My hair nappy. I got braids. So Reese called me like, we get in the car, we drive to Atlanta. He telling me, different stuff that been going on with him. So it's motivating me like, all right, I gotta pull back, get my life together, but I'm still so far gone.
Right. Yeah.
So I went to Atlanta. We go to Jay-Z birthday party. Like Jay-Z right here, Puff right there, 50 Cent before he was 50, like Ja Rule. I'm at the party. So we go, I don't got no clothes. We go to the Gucci store. Reese like, get whatever you want. So I'm street dude. I get to picking stuff.
You don't even know what to get in this
I get to picking stuff up. I'm like, man, 3,000. I'm like, man, you crazy. He's like, man, get whatever you want. So I'm like, nah. I'm like, take me to Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Right.
So we go to Foot Locker.
I want more bang.
Yeah, we go to Foot Locker. I get some brown Timbs. It's crazy. I'm not glorifying it. So I bought them Timbs with Reese. But in the hood, once I dogged them out, they became known as my OJ boots. Oh wow! Cats like when they used to see me with them muds, all that, like, bro, tripping. You know what I'm saying? So I was in all kind of stuff before I became a Christian. Me and my homeboy from my hood, we was probably like 20 grand into doing the album.
Wow!
Like I had beats from J.E. before him and Nelly got signed. Like that I had bought like songs. So I was recording songs and doing all of that stuff, opening for artists. Like we were in the process of doing a record when I became a Christian. We was like $20 in. Once I saw I wanted to do music, just like anything else in my life right now, I teach myself. Yeah. Like I'm a fan of programming. Yeah. Like we let everybody program us except for ourselves. Like the moment that I understood that I could program myself, I've been doing it my whole life. Yeah. So I went and sat in the library. I'm 15, 16 years old. I'm like, give me the best book you got about music. Yeah. That's the book Puff ended up making them boys walk to get cheesecake. You know what I'm saying? So for real, when they went to get the cheesecake, which I ain't gonna front, I would have walked to get the cheesecake for Puff if I was them in that space. Yeah. If this was the requirement for me to sign the deal and keep me out the hood, what you want, a whole one or a slice? Right. So I was walking. You know what I'm saying?
What you say, you can't do that?
Well, because I grew up watching Making the Band, so it was just like, even back then, I was like,
man, what you want, a whole one or a slice, or you want a chocolate, or you want strawberry?
I don't know where I'm going.
What you want? I don't care. We finna go get the cheesecake. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going to get the cheesecake, but I know where I'm going if I get sent back home.
Right.
So I was gonna go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, I that book when he told him get the Donald S. Passman, all you need to know about the music book, I walked in the library and got that on my own when I was like 16 years old. Yeah. So I knew so much stuff about music by the time I became a Christian. I taught everybody around me. Like that, didn't nobody teach me nothing about music. I taught all of them. Like that was my thing.
So where did you get like the do-it-yourself kind of independent nature from? Like where did that come from? Was that somebody that gave you that when you was like younger, or would it be the trail guy, would you say?
Yeah, my life was savage. Like
so it's just out of survival.
Yeah, I heard 50 Cent say something before. He was like, he said something about kids run home to get help. Like if somebody messing with you outside,
Right, you go back to the
like
crib.
you go back to the crib, like mama help me. Like I've never been able to run home.
So you think it started? You
Yeah.
had to look at inward
Survival mode.
It literally started from like I'm hungry, I gotta eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm about to do to get some food.
Yeah.
So I've never I it's a true story. I've been taking care of myself since I was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like monetarily, I've been supporting myself when it comes to buying all of my things since I was 14. But I've been taking care of myself based on my own survival and what I need to do since I've been like 12. So there's never been nowhere to go. I've never had nobody to call. I've never had the type of parent system that I can go and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. I want to do this. Like, that's never been the case. So everything that I've had to do in my life, I've had to do on my own. You know what I'm saying?
So you got a record called Against All Odds, and you talking through a whole bunch of things like you done been faced with, like in your adult life. Like as a recent, like what's some of those other things that you would say like that's been really challenging that you feel like against all odds I had to overcome? You know what I mean? Like
the crazy thing is my adult life. So my childhood life taught me that there's no such thing as fair. Like fair don't exist.
Yeah.
When people be like, "This ain't fair,"
you don't even.
There's no such thing as fair.
Yeah.
Cause I've been on the opposite end of unfair my whole life. So I'm like, fair don't even make sense to me. So my childhood life taught me that there's no such thing as fair. Life is gonna be hard. You just got to keep going. And if you keep going, my childhood life taught me how to endure pain and to take that pain that happens to me and turn it into power. Because I did the opposite of what most people do. Most people that been through the stuff I do, it turned them to monsters. Like they turn into animals. I'm an animal, but I'm a different type of animal. Like
same beast, but different
type of animal. Like I'm just as fearless as they are. When it comes to certain things, I still got my things that most of the stuff I'm scared of don't entail another person. It's my own internal failure. Yeah. My own, like, so I still have this sense of fearlessness, but my adult life taught me that pain don't stop because you do right. Like that's what I thought was gonna happen. Like I literally thought like, oh my gosh, I changed my life, everything's gonna be perfect.
I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah. My adult life taught me like. Adult life taught me people don't understand the relationship between pain and life. My adult life taught me that. Like I remember, and this ain't been too long ago, I remember praying and I was like, bro, I've been through so much in life. There was a while ago, a little bit back, and I'm going to tell you about some of the stuff that I went through. There was a while ago, a little bit back, and I'm talking, this is not too long ago, some months, a year, where I was praying. I was so heavy, and I'm praying in the morning. I'm on my way to the gym. And I'm just like, man, God, like, give me some peace.
Yeah.
And then I started riding, and this song by KB came on called Armies. And the opening lines, he not rapping. He just like this little thing, danger, trials, battle. That's my story. You know, when I heard it, I was like, and it's right at the moment when I'm like, God, give me some peace. And he like, man, battle is my story. And it just hit me. And I said, dawg, I think I'm going about this wrong.
Yeah.
So if God is sovereign, he know everything. God don't make mistakes.
Right.
God has put me in this life, and I've been fighting since I've been a kid.
Yeah.
I said, I think I'm praying wrong. I got a different way I need to be praying. Because if I've been fighting in life since I've been a kid, and the truth of the matter is I've been winning. You know what I'm saying?
So
like
you patting your own self on the
like stuff that been like I done had moments where I'm like, oh my God. But the stuff I've been through to be standing right here right now, I won.
Right.
In your right mind.
In my right mind. So I said, oh God,
Yeah.
I'm praying wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want peace. Because peace is something I already have. Like we think peace is your space or your world being opposite of conflict. That's not the truth. Like right now, we sitting in this living room, we doing a podcast. We in here in the podcast space. We doing a podcast. Ain't no bombs going off. Ain't no guns going off. Ain't no none of that going off. So it seemed like, oh, this is without conflict. But the reality is, right now, bro, we at war.
Yeah.
We at war as a country.
Yes.
Like you are always at war as a country. There's always an enemy trying to do something to you, whether it's cyber, it's in person, whatever it is. We're at war spiritually. Like conflict, like you are in a constant conflict every day, bro. Like you wrestling through, like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I do this? Should I not do this? Every day you wrestling through that, but at the same time you got peace though.
Yeah.
You literally sitting here believing you safe. You got peace. You know why? Because peace isn't absent. It's not your life being absent of conflict. Peace comes knowing that I have a security. Like God got me. So I stopped praying for peace. I'm like, I already got peace. I was like, God, strengthen me for the battle. Like if I'm gonna fight, give me everything I need to fight. Because obviously you built me for war.
Because there's different battles at different moments in your life. And one battle may not look like the other battle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's constantly things that we face as we grow, evolve, and mature.
Yeah.
So it's like you saying, pray, God, that you give me strength for this battle. Your next battle might not look that way. So it is like, Lord, continue to give me strength for each
every
thing
time
that I
get you ready.
face.
Bro, I just got shot.
Yeah. I didn't want to run right into that,
Like,
but I kind of was like,
I got shot.
Yeah.
You got to think about this. I got shot minding my own business.
Wow.
Has it been 2 years now or 3?
It's like 3. It's
3
like
years.
it's going on. I think this.
So
is
I'm gonna ask a
4.
twofold question. So you got the incident where the unfortunate you getting shot happened.
Yeah.
How did that impact you? And did that link itself to the whole fitness journey you lately been on? And how did that kind of all come together?
So with the. All right, let me see which one I want to tell you first. Okay,
And
so,
it could have not been actually linked to the shooting, but did it jumpstart that, or was it totally?
So
different?
I was already working out before I got shot.
Okay.
So when I got shot, I had already lost like 75 pounds. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was already working out. I had already lost like 75 pounds. I was down shirt sizes, pants, like the whole nine. So I had already lost like a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
So when I got shot, it's so crazy. I remember when I got shot later on when I was at my doctor, I had some of the best doctors in the world. Dr. Nicolau, straight beast. Like beast. Like it was like I had the plug. I had the best doctor, I had the best physical therapist.
Okay.
Named Catherine. Beast. Like they were both solid people, right? But I remember Dr. Nicolau telling me, I showed him a picture of me, an old picture. And he said, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, if you would have got shot at this size, he said, you never would have recovered.
Wow.
He said, you wouldn't have recovered. Because you got to think, when I got shot, I had to carry all my weight on one leg for a couple months. So I would have had 75 more pounds to carry on that leg.
Wow. That's crazy.
Like 75 more pounds. And so when I got shot, I was already on the fitness journey, but what it made me understand about pain, like, so that was one of the things when I was like, my second part of life taught me about pain. Yeah. It straightened out my relationship with pain. Because here I am, I'm shot, I'm laying in the bed, and it's some other, like, the worst thing that happened to me in the past 6 years, I really don't got liberty to talk about because it entails somebody else, but I'll say this part about it. Somebody I love very dearly, like, was sexually assaulted. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give you a rundown. So let me give you a rundown. This is real life.
Okay.
Like, this real life. So 2012, right? You got Ferguson stuff happen.
Yeah.
Right? So when Ferguson stuff happened, I'm pretty much outside. You know, I'm outside, I'm arguing with the Christians. I'm outside arguing with people because they like, we're the Christians. So I'm kind of in the middle. I wasn't even out there as long as other people were. Like, dudes I know, like Tef Poe and THI'SL and Bruce Franks. It's some women oh my gosh, I cannot think of his name right now at this moment, and that's so sad. But I'm so mad I can't think of her name. But there were people she runs Action St. Louis.
Oh, Kayla.
Yeah. Oh, that's my dog. Yeah, Kayla.
Yeah, shout out to Kayla.
So people like Kayla, Bruce, Tef, THI'SL, and so many other people. You talking about they were out there for months.
Yeah.
like months and months. Bro, I was out there like 3 weeks before I had to go back on the road. Mm-hmm. And it was so just draining because it was every day you wake up, it's the same thing. So I applaud them for that. But in the process of that, so I had that. I'm arguing with people on the internet. Now, my fight went from there to the internet because now I got the Christians, they mad. We don't want to hear about this. To this day, I still stand on it. Darren Wilson killed Mike Brown. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I stood in the space where it was like his truck was right here and Mike Brown was down there. Yeah. You know, based off of real facts. Yeah. So if I'm halfway down the block, you don't got to shoot and kill me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I just deal with facts. I don't deal with emotions, and I don't let people change my emotions when I know I'm right. Mm-hmm. So I dealt with that. Then right after that, my timeline gonna be a little off, but I'm gonna tell you everything happened. So right after that, my mom got lupus. My mom had been killing it for so long, just doing so well, changed her whole life. Now my mom got lupus. She called me one day crying uncontrollably. I'm hurt because the first thing I think my mom finna die because a friend of mine just died with lupus a little while before that. Mm-hmm. So my mom got lupus. My dad died. Me and my dad never had any kind of good relationship. Wow. But when he died, I'm his oldest sibling. So I had to go take him off life support. Wow. So now I got to take him off life support. So it's like basically I'm mad at God. Like really? Like you allow me to put an end to, to this when this doesn't just put an end to him, but it'll put an end to any of my hopes that I had. Before my daddy passed, he did some foul stuff that made me in a conflict of like, do I really care that he died? Just being honest. Yeah. Or like, should I care that he died? Because now I'm mad at him and it's like, but I'm hurt at the same time. I remember being at his funeral, crying on my mama's shoulder. Like I was a grown man. Like man, why my daddy didn't love me? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? As an adult. So I go through that. My mom got lupus. My dad died. I'm going through Ferguson. Someone I love, they got raped. Then on my
blow after blow
on my birthday, so there was a kid, I don't want to call it, he was grown at this point, from my neighborhood named Lilwin. It's Demetrius Bold. I've been taking and when I say taking care of him, I don't mean like financially, but I've been looking out for him, taking care of him since he was a little kid. Mm-hmm. When he was little kid, like I literally pulled up on him one day, my cousin. I'm like, who is this dude? Who is that little dude on the porch? He like, that's Lil Michi. I'm like, what he be doing? So he tell me his story, like his mom, this. I'm like, I pull up like, hey, come here. Put him in the car with me. I'm like 18, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, come here. He get in the car. I let him ride with me. I'm like, come on, man, I got you. So I put him in the fold with everybody else. Yeah. I gave him the name Lilwin that he had. He got killed on my birthday. So it was just like all of these things back to back.
With different blows.
With different blows.
Yeah.
And so then I was married at that time. My relationship in my marriage was not. It was horrible. It was bad. To just be candid, it was bad. And so you got all of these things going on. I'm traveling the world. I'm going on stages. I'm doing all of this different stuff, and then I come back and I just feel horrible. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then I fight through to go do this, and it just got to a point in 2016 where I was just like, bro, I'm done. Yeah. I was like, it was the first time in my life that everything I had been through, I shut down. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't take no more. I'm like, I can't, and it wasn't a healthy I can't take no more at that point. It was just like, I can't take no more. Yeah. Like, I'm done. I had like 50, 60 bookings in my email. I didn't take none of them. I was like, I ain't doing nothing. Because now I'm mad at God. Like, me and God weren't even cool at that point. Like, I'm mad at God now. So I'm like, I don't understand dudes. Well, I do. People just fake. They don't know how to be real, but I don't know how to be fake. So you couldn't have gave me enough money to get on the stage and pretend like I'm really
everything was
like I'm really feeling something that I'm not.
Right.
You saying you don't know how dudes get on the stage? If
I know how do they that money, man. Love of money.
That money make you.
Yeah, the money make. But I ain't like that. Money don't rule me. Yeah. Money's never ruled me. I know money too easy to get. Like money is the last thing that people should let rule them because money too easy to get. Like it's everywhere. You can get it anywhere. If you really want some money, you can get money. Like, I know this as a child. You know what I'm saying?
It's like when you talk about all the stuff that you was going through at the time, and then not taking the bookings and everything, but still in all, you still had to be a father through all of that. Like, I'm thinking about that, you as a dad, like, where were
so
you?
I had money. I had money saved, of course. I still had money coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it put a strain on everything around me, though. Like with my kids, with everything.
Yeah.
So at the point when we separated, of course, it put an extreme strain on it. But it was such a space at the beginning. The kids even understood. They were hurt, but they were like, man, we just all want. I remember my daughter saying, we just all want to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they were hurt. They and in the next year, for me, so that's when I started working out. So I literally I was like just tapped. I'm tapped.
This gotta go somewhere.
Yeah, I used to wake up in the morning and literally be like, man, God, why you wake me up?
You gotta find somebody.
And I ain't that person.
Yeah.
I ain't that person. I'm
Right,
like, God,
yeah,
why
me
you wake me
neither.
up? You know what I'm saying? So once
if you at that point, you gotta find some way to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
And
once I started working out,
yeah,
I was on my way to Israel in March
Light
2017.
Light flex.
right?
Yeah.
On my way to Israel.
Hey,
like,
boy,
I
just
was
talking
like,
about he
you
going to
could be
Israel.
or something, Illinois.
I was on my way to Israel. For real. I was on my way to Israel, and I remember praying like, man, God, like, let me have a life-changing moment, like rock my soul.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need it. I ain't gonna front. I didn't get it. I didn't go over there and get rocked. My soul wasn't rocked.
Yeah.
I went over there and I was more like Jesus. I wanted to start knocking stuff over. You know what I'm saying? Like being wanted. They selling stuff in the temples. Like it's like it was like a flea market.
Yeah,
like at a certain point, everywhere you went, we go to the manger in Bethlehem. I didn't know Bethlehem was in Palestine. Nobody never told you that.
Yeah.
So we get to the manger in Bethlehem, and I'm expecting this barn, like they've shown us in American culture.
Right.
So we roll up to the barn. I'm expecting a barn. I want to see some donkeys, some hay. I'm like, I want to see the whole thing. We going to the manger. They finna show me a manger. We get to the manger. We walk over there. Dude say they're going to manger right there. I'm like, where? He like, right there. I'm like, the hole in the ground?
Yeah.
He like, yeah. So a manger is basically a basement under the house. A man-made basement, a hole dug, and it go far back under there so it keep the cold out. They put hay and stuff in there. It's like a basement hole. So he like, they're going to manger. I'm like, what?
So it ain't no little bassinet.
No bassinet, no baby Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
Sound nothing like that.
So
Wrapped all neat. No.
So we in Palestine, and I'm American, and I'm African American. So as much as I want to enjoy certain aspects of culture, I also see I don't know they full demo of what they got going on, but I see the affliction of the people of Palestine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like they take us on these things where it's a dude from Palestine tell us like, man, they got us on top of each other. It's thousands of people, and I'm just like, you see where they took the little land, and you know what I'm saying? So I'm watching all of this stuff, and I'm like, I'm trying so hard. You know, I had moments where we were at Mount Olives, and dude was reading the scriptures, and he talked about the dove descending. A dove went flying across. We like, yo, this crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm on the Sea of Galilee. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had
looking for all this stuff in the Bible.
Yeah, so I'm having these Bible moments where we like, oh, this is amazing. But I didn't
Bible moments.
It didn't do nothing to me the way that I thought.
It didn't rock you like you wanted it
but
to.
what it did rock me on was like, don't let nobody pull the wool over your eyes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, know for yourself. So when I came back home, I was like, know for yourself. But when I started working out there. When we landed, everybody else went to the pool. I was in the weight room looking at them through the window on the treadmill.
Bro, the story you're starting to work out in Israel.
Yeah, that's where I started working out at, in Israel. So they in the pool. Yo, for real, they in the pool. They in the pool. I'm looking through I'm on the treadmill looking through the window. I'm on the treadmill. I'm barely moving because I was big. But I'm on there. You know what I'm saying?
That mug is something crazy, dog.
So I started working out in Israel, and then when I got back from Israel, I had to go on a tour with Bizzle. Bizzle, we had already arranged this months before. I didn't even want to go.
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't going on a tour. Like, talk about God and all this. I'm like, I ain't even in the mood for this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's an honest moment.
I was like, I ain't going. But everything in me was like, go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going. Everything else I turned down. I'm like, I'm going. So I go. When I got out there with Bizzle and them, though, I had the experience with them that I was hoping I had in Israel.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now I'm with a group of dudes that people in this space really like, 7. I'm with 7. You know, cats look at 7 like he's degenerate.
Wow,
Some
right.
people. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this dude's so genuine. It's so honest.
That's what I heard, yeah.
Bro, I'm talking about it was so pure. Like, and he was just... He talking to me, telling me the stuff he's been through.
Yeah.
And I'm watching him at a point of overcoming. So I'm just now entering into the things that he's been through. So when it was just amazing to see a group of dudes.
He was able to probably talk right through it, then.
Bro, he spoke right. I stayed in the room with him. Me and him shared the room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me and him shared the room. I stayed in the room with him. We rode in the van together a couple times. And even to the point of, like, a lot of people... Flame, no, I'd have told Flame for years, but like, bro, when I first became a Christian, I used to have bad nightmares. Like, I'd done some wild stuff as well. I used to have crazy dreams. Yeah. And so Flame, I used to tell Flame all the time, but me and Seven got to talking, and I'm like, yo, I thought I was the only person that felt like this. So when I went on the tour with them, I was working out from Israel. When I got with them, soon as I landed, I said, hey, bro, this what we gonna do. Take me to In and Out. They like, oh, man, we said we was finna work out. Everybody's. I said, man, take me to In and Out. Let me get this fix out my system.
Let me get my last little joint.
So I went to In and Out. I got me some animal fries. I got me some animal styles. I got me a double cheeseburger. I might have put a little animal sauce on that.
Make sure this should go out with a bang. If you're gonna do it right, you gotta do it right.
Hey, I said when we leave here, take me to Walmart. So my homeboy on Instagram, Max the Body. Like, you see him, this dude look like somebody took a knife and just started knocking.
Shipping them away like a stack.
Like, he just like this. So I had hit Max up. My homeboy Phil Heath. I'm dropping their names like it's so light.
Right.
Phil Heath like won Mr. Olympia 5 times.
Oh, he's catching
you know what I'm saying?
Then.
So I hit Phil up. How I lose my stomach? He like, a lot of protein. Phil didn't give me too many details. He's like, a lot of protein. When I cut weight, I do this. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I ain't doing that. I'm like, you cool. Max was like, hit this link. It's 3 men. They all ate different ways. Each one of them lost like 70 pounds in 90 days. He said, pick which one is the most comfortable for you and do it. And he said, work out like this. He didn't tell me like what to do. He was like, when you go to the gym, he say, because he was like, what you do at the gym? I'm like, I just go. And a lot of people, I see this every day when I'm at the gym. Yeah. Dudes be in there on the machine the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? They doing all word stuff.
Thinking they really getting it in.
But that's why they never come back, because they don't know what to do, so they don't get results.
Yeah,
so I wasn't getting no results.
I don't know what to
so
do.
I'm like, what do I supposed to do? He laughed at me. I said, I just go. He said, no, you got to have a routine. Yeah. So he sent me this thing. He like, warm up with HIIT, do your weights, HIIT. So I'm like, oh, okay. And he gave me some examples. All right, when you do your leg day, do the same thing. Switch. This, don't. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. We got there. I ate my In and Out. It was amazing. Then I went to Walmart, and I got like 3 gallons of water. I got the food that I needed based off of the dude I was gonna eat like, and I was like, let's go. So I did, like, literally every morning when everybody was asleep, I would get up and be in the gym, and I was working out. Every day when everybody was eating, wherever they eating from, I had my food with me in the cooler. I'm making my sandwiches. I got my snacks that I want. When we go to eat at nighttime, I'm eating like just light, lean protein with vegetables. Yeah.
I seen you on the stories putting up some of the meals.
Oh, right now I'm a different type of beast. Yeah, I meal prep. Right now I meal prep. I eat the same food every day. I got a meal in the car, so I'm bringing it here.
That's the best way to do it.
I literally cook my food Sunday, and I eat for the rest of the week. I know what I'm gonna eat already.
That way you have no excuses.
It's
that's
no
a discipline
excuses.
right there. A lot of people can't keep eating the same thing.
That's the technique.
That's the discipline. Yeah.
And so when I was on the tour, man, we did that mug. We go through the tour. We like a month and a half in.
Yeah.
We in a room one day, Eshawn Burgundy. Shout out to Eshawn. One of the bravest people I know for several reasons. So we in the room, Eshawn in the room with me. I put my sweatshirt on. He say, hey, Thiz, give me the camera. So I give him my phone. He like, put your arms back out like you had them. I put my arms out. He take the picture and give it to me. He say, bro, look how big this joint is on you. Don't even feel it. Look how big this joint is on you. So he give me the phone. I look at the picture.
Seeing the space between you and the shirt. Yeah.
I had just wore the shirt. This was like mid-April. I had just wore the shirt in February, and it was on my IG. So I knew where the picture was at.
Yeah.
I went back, I got the picture, and I put them side by side.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna even front. I broke down and cried.
Wow.
You
Like,
didn't
I-
even realize you had
I
lost
broke
them.
down and cried.
Wow.
Wait, yeah.
Like straight bawled crying and went into worship, thanking
crazy.
the Lord. Because I knew how hard it was what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And so after that, I went and got on the scale. It was a month. I was a month and a half in. I was 34 pounds down.
Wow.
By the time I hit the 3 months, just like the other people, I was 66 pounds down.
Oh yeah.
So 3 months in, I was 66 pounds down. So I had started the process all that before I got shot. And so by the time I got shot, I had kind of like plateaued. And I was still down. I had lost all the weight. It'd go like 5 up, back down, 5 up, back down. So by the time I got shot, it was so crazy. I remember the first couple days I'm laying in the bed, dog, and I'm just like, why did this happen to me?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, everything I've been through in life, everything that's going on, why did this happen to me? And I was so down, like the first day or so. When it first happened, I was cool. I ain't gonna front. When it first happened, I wasn't in pain. I ain't feel nothing. When the dude got out the car, the first thing I thought, true story, first thought in my mind when the dude got out the car and I saw the gun, I said, dang, I'm probably finna mess up my favorite shirt. That was my first thought. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all.
Come on, this ain't even a laughing moment. You can't. I mean,
can't.
come on, man.
I'm
This-
serious.
I wasn't expecting you to say that at all.
I'm serious.
I don't know what
But
this
yeah.
dude about to say.
I'm serious.
I ain't even trying to laugh
Like,
in the
for
moment.
real.
dog.
Like, when I seen dude get out the car and I saw the gun, the first thought in my
what shirt
head.
was that, bro?
I remember the shirt, but it was like, I liked it. It was like cute. I think it was cute.
Oh, this cat
I'm-
wild,
I'm
bro.
trying not to look at this is serious. You
Yeah.
see these people coming towards you.
Right.
And you
I-
like my shirt.
So when the dude get out the car and he started walk, like, you know how the hood go down on the car.
Right.
So when he got out the car door, I instantly felt like this eerie thing.
Yeah.
Like, I felt it. It was evil. It's like how all the air gets, like on the movies when all the air gets sucked
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And it be like quiet and
Right.
you see like the raindrop going red.
It's
like,
slow motion.
So everything just slowed
Slow
up.
down.
Like,
Yeah.
So I'm standing there and I've been in these spaces 100 times. So I'm like, dang, who is this? I get to looking, like trying to see if it's somebody I know. So the further he going to the front of the car, the hood going down, by the time he get further, I see the gun in his hand. No lie. The first thought in my head was,
This cat.
man, I'm probably about to mess up my favorite shirt.
Wow.
Cause I'm gonna tell you some real rap. I live by a certain thing. You think something long enough is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So when you in spaces like that, I would never. There wasn't one time when I was thinking right there, I'm about to die. Only thing I was thinking was, I'm about to do whatever I got to do to go home.
Yeah.
I live by that. I'm going home. My babies want to hurt me in the morning.
Yeah.
So whatever I got to do, I don't care if I got to get there in pieces. My mind never said, you about to die.
Yeah.
Now later on, you know, on hindsight, you got the thought of like, I could have died.
Right.
You know, but at that moment, I'm not thinking about, because people that's thinking I'm finna die, guess what they do? They freeze up, they get the crying, screaming, you do something stupid, you get shot, you dead.
Panicking.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just being 100, like, I'm war ready. Like, that's why I say I've been through so much in life. Like, I know, like, I'm different.
Yeah.
Like, it's different. So I instantly, it clicked on, like, all right, I'm going to the crib. What we need to do? I still tried to diffuse the situation. Like, hold on, bro. Once I saw I couldn't diffuse, it's like, all right, we finna get to shooting. Let's shoot.
Right.
Because I got a gun. You know what I'm saying? And so after that, though, when I was on the ground, I remember being on the ground. My leg was twisted sideways. So right now, I still got screws. I got screws right here, screws right there. I got a rod in my leg all the way up right there. They had to take my knee off. Put the rod is inside my bone. So they had to take my kneecap off, put the rod inside of my bone, and then screw it to hold it in place. And your femur, when you break your femur, you can't cast the femur because it's too high up.
Right, because it broke the bullet broke your leg.
So
right?
the bullet literally. So the bullet went in this leg. So when I got shot, I thought it was over.
Right.
I was turning, like, the shooting over, everything over. I'm running. I'm finna run to the car. You know what I'm saying? So when I started running, I heard the shots. Do, 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 do. I'm like, I'm about to get shot. This is what I'm saying while I'm running. And that's a machine gun. So I'm like, brace yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like preparing myself, like, you finna get shot. So the bullet, when it hit me, it's crazy. It felt like somebody hit me in my leg over here with a sledgehammer. But it felt like a thump. It didn't hurt. it just felt like
real quick.
Like it didn't have no pain, no nothing, but it felt like somebody hit me real hard, like with a sledgehammer, but it didn't hurt. But the reality was the bullet went in her, came out right here, went in her, and broke my finger.
Wow.
So the bullet,
yeah.
So the bullet is still right here in my leg. It's like right here.
Really? Oh, they didn't even pull it out
because it was too far in my muscle. They was like it'll do more damage pulling it out.
Wow.
That's crazy. I ain't even trying to be funny enough, but like it's just like kind of cool now. It just kind of remind me of like what happened.
Yeah.
In a like a different way.
Yeah.
You know. So when it first happened, I'm on the ground, man. My leg. So like your leg up like this, right? Of course, like you sitting, foot up. My foot was on the side like this, laying flat on the ground. So I had started checking.
90 degrees.
It was flat. So I had started checking myself. I'm like, all right, cool. I called the ambulance. I started checking myself, everything. I'm like, all right, cool. Boom, boom. All right, I'm good. I ain't shot up here. Boom. My shirt wasn't messed up.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying?
We got to get
For
up
real.
with that.
My shirt wasn't messed up. I'm like, I'm cool, right?
Yeah.
I tried to get up. When I tried to get up, I'm like, I felt the pain. I'm like, dang. I look down and my foot is like this.
Wow.
Jeez.
So when I look at it, I'm like, dang! Like I ain't like scared, crying. Like I'm just being 100. I ain't crying, scared. I'm like, oh shoot, my leg is laying on the side. Like this is crazy. So I'm just looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy. And so I tried to move it. So in my head, I've been in the street. So I'm like, all right, that was a machine gun. I'm like, so it just knocked my leg off. So I'm talking to myself. I'm like, so my leg is probably disconnected from my body and my pants. This is what I'm thinking. So I'm like, let me see if I can move it. So my foot is sideways. I start trying to move it and my toes wiggle. So I'm like, okay, it's connected. Right? So I'm like, it's connected. So I see I'm bleeding like
through the process.
Yeah.
This much.
So I like when
you waiting on the ambulance, right?
When I called the ambulance though, I'm
goodness.
talking to the ambulance like TV because I had to watch these shows.
Oh God.
So I tell the ambulance when I called them, I said, yeah, I'm fine right now. Check my upper torso. I have no GSWs.
Oh God,
that's a gunshot wound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to them like in their terms. I'm talking to their language.
Right.
So I'm sitting
like, who is this on the phone?
Yeah, so I'm sitting there like now I start calling people I know. So I'm calling everybody like I'm chilling. Like I call the ambulance like, yo, it's me. So everybody like, okay, whatever, right? So my leg, I didn't feel no pain until they tried to pick me up. Mm-hmm. So when they tried to pick me up, that's when I felt it. And it was like, okay, cool. So I want to say this one part.
What's that?
What's that?
I want to say this one part.
This is in the top.
No, I'm saying because I be trying to think like where do I want to say it? I don't know if I want to. So when they first came, I checked first thing I checked myself, right? My self.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because look, I'm bleeding. Right. I'm bleeding like I feel the wet like between my legs. I feel the wet. So I'm like, oh snap! I'm like, God, please, Lord,
let me have my manhood. Let me.
I'm like, I can live with the foot,
right?
So I check myself. I'm like, all right, I'm cool. So when they get me they tried to cut my clothes off outside, and I like by the time they doing this,
you told them don't cut that shirt though, huh?
They didn't listen. I promise I told them. I asked them, can they put it over my shoulder? Yeah. No, I asked them, can they put it over my shoulder? They didn't listen. So they literally like, get the scissors. Yeah. They about to cut my pants, drawers, everything off. So I look up and all you see is like camera phone lights. It's a line of them mugs down there, down the street where the ambulance at. Mm-hmm. I said, hey man, I'm about to tell y'all something. I said, listen to me when I tell you this. I said, I'm kind of like famous a little bit. Yeah. I said, if y'all cut my clothes off of me right here and take me to this ambulance naked, I said, by the time y'all put me in that ambulance, I said, it's going to be all over the internet. Wow. I'm going to be naked online. So they like, okay.
All this is going on. You just got shot.
Right. His mind is just working too much.
Yeah, so they like, we're going to cut it off you in the ambulance. So we get to the ambulance, they cut my shirt. I asked him, can he pull my shirt over my shoulder? He said no. He cut my shirt off. I'm like, dang, bro, I ain't even shot up there. He like, well, I just got to make sure. I'm like, right. Whatever. So they cut the shirt off. He cut my pants off. And the dude said, hey, man, I got some bad news. I said, what? He said, you got shot in the groin.
Wow.
I said, nah, you tripping.
But that groin mean more than he.
Yeah, I said, bro, you tripping.
Yeah.
I said, dog, and I'm telling this story, when I get to the end, people understand the grace factor. Mm-hmm. I say, bro, you tripping. I already checked myself. Mm-hmm. He like, nah, you got shot in the groin. So I'm like, look again. So he look again. He like, you right, you didn't. I was like, I told you because I already looked, right? So when I make it to the hospital, bro, when I get in, I ask him like, hey, yo, how long you think it? And I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to be cool. This is just my personality and how I am. So when I got in the ambulance, I said, bro, how long you think it's gonna take? I got something to do tomorrow.
Oh yeah, see something wrong with this.
Yeah, he was like, man, you gonna have to. He was like, man, you gonna have to ask them that when you get to the hospital. I said, bro, I got something to do. He's like, okay, whatever. So we get to the hospital. I get in there. I ask them the same thing. I say, hey, how long y'all think this is gonna take? Cause I got something I got to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
So growing up, I done seen people. My homeboy, I seen my partner get shot in the arm. That mother go through. It missed his bones. Everything. He didn't go to the hospital. Like, so I had an incident growing up myself when I was younger. Got into it with some dudes. Me and my cousins, we had a whole little demo, little situation happened. And when I made it, so we had a little demo, a little shootout. And I got grazed in the head with a bullet.
Really?
Like, that mug knocked the patch of, it literally put a groove in my head right here. It knocked my braids loose. I'm bleeding, I couldn't hear. You know what I'm saying? Because that mug, it spit me around and knocked me on the ground. That's how hard it grazed.
That mug, oof.
Like, it's like I thought it was finna hit me in the head. You know how movies where your senses get heightened? Mm-hmm. Soon as it came out the dude's gun, I heard it and I saw the bullet. I heard it coming.
Hold on, man.
No, listen. Bro.
Yeah.
He was shooting from across the street.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
When it said doom doom, I heard it like. It's like I could.
Hold on,
I heard it.
This dude doing too much for me, dog.
I'll give you my word before God. I ain't lying, bro. I give you my word. When this stuff happens, I pray you don't know it.
I don't want to know either.
When this type of stuff happens, your senses get so heightened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when it went doom doom, I literally heard it. You heard it coming.
Yeah.
And that mug says, boom, spit me around, knocked me on the ground, right? So by the time we make it to my homegirl house, we run around the corner of my homegirl house. I get there, she wiping my head. I'm not going to the hospital. Mm-hmm. She wiping my head, check me, you know what I'm saying, the whole nine. She like, man, I had a groove, my braids, I could pull them up like this. Mm-hmm. It had a groove in it. Mm-hmm. But I took my shirt off. So when I took my shirt off, because I'm hot, I'm sitting in there, bro, I had literally buckshots, both arms all the way up. Because the other dude had a shotgun shooting it. So the buckshots was coming from 2-4, so they didn't hit you at a cluster, but they still hit me. I sat there smoking a blunt. My homegirl picked the buckshots out with THI'SL. And I went back outside. So I'm like, what y'all finna do? Because I need to go home tomorrow. I got something I got to do. So they like, we'll see. So by the time Dr. Nicolau come, he tell me, look at my leg. He like, man, it's going to take you at least 3 months to be all right. I said, well, can I go home tomorrow? He said, you're not going home no time soon.
Wow.
So that's the first time I felt the disappointment of it.
Yeah.
Because I had something to do, for real. I was like, I got something to do tomorrow. This finna change my life. Mm-hmm. And so once they put, like, it didn't hurt until they tried to put me together.
Yeah. Worst
pain I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah.
My foot was on the side, laying flat. Mm. The doctor came in, he stood by me. He said, I'm about to tell you something, his exact words. He said, this is going to be real savage. So I'm like, what you got to do? I said, you got to put me together, do it. He said, you see the dude by your foot? I said, yeah. He said, he's going to take your leg, he's going to pull it out, he's going to turn it back straight. I said, okay. He said, you see the dude standing by your knee? I said, yeah. He said, he's going to hold your knee in place because when he does that, you're going to buck so hard that we don't want you to hurt yourself even more. I'm like, okay. He said, and he's right here by you with me because you're going to jump up.
Yeah.
And we got to hold you down. So I'm like, they exaggerate. I'm like, go for it.
He was not.
Man, that dude grabbed my leg, bro. I think I fainted. I'm be one. I think I might have like lost consciousness.
This like right when you get to the hospital?
This when I get to the hospital. I was there for like probably 2 hours at this point. Something like
okay.
that. So, dog, when he pulled my leg, it was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life.
Bug sound horrible. Dog.
I jumped up, I cursed and screamed so loud they probably heard me through the whole hospital. I'm like, let my fucking leg go. Yeah. Let it go. He let it go. I'm like, Now, true story. He said, we gotta do it. I said, give me my headphones. He went to my bag. I said, give me my phone and my earphones. He gave it to me. I cut this song on by this band called Citizen that I used to always listen to when stuff got bad. The words was like, oh God, I know you'll never leave my side. It's like a folk song. It's like super dope. I cut it on. I prayed. I put the earphones in my ear and I laid back. I was like, go ahead. They was like, okay. I'm just laying there. The doctor tapped me. He said, you all right? I said, come on, man, go ahead.
I already did it.
Yeah. He said, look down at your leg. Dude was holding my leg straight. I ain't feel nothing.
Well, that song put you on the train.
It put me in
You had to tap out, otherwise.
Like, I ain't feel nothing. Yeah, I ain't feel nothing. Wow. So then, though, after that, this is the first time I gave these details, too. Yeah. But after that, so dude say, all right, it ain't over. I said, what we doing now? He said, I'm about to go get a drill.
Ooh, mercy. I'm out.
He said, I'm about to go get a drill. and if I had on shorts, I'll show you. I still got the marks right here. I had nerve damage from it. But the more I work out, it's actually leaving. They said it was going to be there forever. So he took a drill and drilled it through my shin. Like, you know how you smell the wood? Yeah. So he numbed me. He like, you ain't going to feel the pain. He said, but you're going to feel the pressure. I'm pushing on it. But you know how when somebody drilling wood, you hear it,
smell it.
And you smell it? Yeah. So I smelled it. Like,
that's your bone?
Going through my bone.
Oh, yeah, that mug.
So he drilled through that mug, put this big, like, bar through it. He got these big things and cut the sides off, and they had to put this thing on to hold my leg in place.
They don't knock cats out for that?
Nah, he couldn't. He told me, he said,
they had to hurry up. They had to hurry up.
He just numbed it. I ain't feel none of it. I just felt the pressure. So he cut it, put the thing on. They hung the weight. I sat like that all night to the next day. And when I went to surgery, that's when the pain happened when I woke back up. Yeah. So after I woke up from surgery, I remember sneezing, like right after surgery. And it felt like a bomb went off in my body.
Ooh, come on, man.
Bro, I'm serious. You know I'm good with my words, but I'm telling you the truth.
Mercy.
So it felt like my body did this, doom, and got stuck. So I'm hitting the thing like, I'm like, nurse. I'm like,
bring me everything.
No, I'm like, what's wrong? She said, what happened? I said, I sneezed. She said, calm down. She said, it hurted, right? I was like, yeah. She said, what you just did, she said, when you come out of surgery and anesthesia, your body begins to wake up slowly. She said, when you sneeze, you just woke all of your organs up at one time.
Wow. Yeah.
And so after that, they gave me medicine. They kept hitting me with that morphine. But that's when it settled in.
I'm surprised they didn't give you Dilaudid.
Yeah, but that's when the pain, that's when, like, so that's when the pain happened. Yeah. Like, when I came out of surgery, the pain happened, and that's when it settled in on me, and I started feeling bad. Because that's when I realized, like, this about to change my life. Right. Because my leg was swole. The doctor was like, we're not going to know if you're even able to move your leg until the swelling goes down. We don't know how much damage on you that was done. We put you back together. We had the best doctors. And now the rest is, you know.
So you thinking, when you talking about when you, this about to change your life, you thinking you going to be somewhat handicapped?
No, that's the way it was explained to me. So like by the time my swelling went down, they didn't know if they was going to have to cut my leg off or what.
That's what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Some people do have to get amputation after
they didn't know what was going to happen because I couldn't move it. It was just stiff.
They still have to amputate even after doing all that
work? If it didn't heal right,
right. And
they would have to,
the
blood not flowing, they have to cut my leg. So I didn't know. That's the point when it got sad.
Yeah, I would have been done by that point too. Yeah.
And dog, just being 100, I tell people this when I used to tell my previous conversion story. It's the only story I got. I laid there in the bed, dog, for a couple days, and I was just like, woe is me. All this stuff happening in my life. I had just got back cool with God. Me and God had just got back cool. I'm talking, I was just like, all right, God, let's go. Yeah. And now I get shot. And instantly,
minding your business.
Instantly, though, I knew. I said, I know what this is. And I was laying there in the bed, and I prayed. I said, God, I'm not going to ask you no more why this happened to me. I said, I got a new question. what do you want me to learn from this?
Yeah.
I said, and I told myself right then, I said it to myself first.
Yeah.
I said, on the other side of this, I said, oh, I'm going to be a different type of beast. I said, this finna make me different.
Yeah.
And after that point, I was cool. I went through it. When I went to therapy, when I started going to therapy, I had my mind made up. I had lost all that weight. I said I ain't gaining no weight back. Mm-hmm. I was in a gym, bro. I on my own, not my therapist, not nothing. I was in a gym, bro. Literally, I went. I was like, I got to do cardio. I couldn't do it on my leg. I bought the battle rope. I was in a gym on one leg with my femur broke, holding that leg up, doing the rope, Like I was determined. I
remember the videos.
Yeah, I was determined. I was like, I'm not going back to what I came from. And I kept telling myself, I said, bro, everything you've been through in life has made you who you are. All this is gonna do is make you who you need to be. And so I was cool. Like, I ain't mad, I ain't salty, I don't got an urge for vengeance. I don't feel nothing. And but that part of my life taught me though. It taught me the proper relationship with pain. Like, people think pain is void of life. The only reason you understand love and how the good love feels is because of the times you've been hurt. The only reason the good feelings make you feel the way they do is because of pain. Bro, there's more pain in your life than anything. So if you think you are going to go through life void of pain, you crazy. There's a beautiful relationship. I don't know how God do it, what God does, why he does it the way he does. But when you look at this world and you look at pain, pain is what is used to get you to where you need to be. Facts. It's not the victory.
Facts.
Like, the victories don't make you want to go hard.
The old school churches always say is that there's always a test before the testimony and different things.
Your whole life is a series of tests.
Yeah.
Like, life is not, I just said this on the video that I'm putting up. Life is not a test. People always like, life a test. If life was a test, I could go and pencil through right now and get to the end and pass.
Right.
Life is a series of tests. The moment you pass one thing, you get through it, you win, guess what? It's like sports. They go through the whole season. It ain't the wins that make them keep going and go beastly. When they take them couple losses, then they get to the end of the season. Right now, Patrick Mahomes, he's the MVP, and the Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. The first minute of the clock, when that next season start, he ain't nothing no more.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta prove that all over again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's facts.
You gotta prove it again. But guess what make him know that he can get there and that he can win?
Because he did it before.
Because he just did it before. And that's what pain is for in your life.
And they was the underdogs of the season.
That's
Nobody
what
thought
pain is for.
Yeah.
Pain is to push. God uses. Once I understood that, bro, the rest of the stuff that happened to me, I'm like, let's go. What we doing? Like,
after all that, man, I got one question. Now, this ain't even on the script. When is the THI'SL doc coming, and when you gonna let me shoot it? Where we going?
Hey, we gonna get busy. So I just signed a deal with like one of the biggest agencies in the country.
Okay.
Like,
congratulations.
Fed agency. So I just signed a deal with them, one of the biggest
time.
book agencies in the country. So we working on a book proposal right now.
And you've written a book.
I
already,
read the
right?
book, but I pulled it on my own.
Oh, okay.
So this one is gonna be more of the first one was autobiography form, and I'll probably re-release it at some point down the line. You know what I'm saying? But this one is gonna be this is what happened, and this is how I overcome. Because I understand why the stuff happened to me. Mm-hmm. Even when all the stuff was happening to me in the like with the relationship, all that stuff was happening, I had this constant awareness of like, man, this stuff is to help other people, because that's what my whole life has been. Yeah. Even as a child, like, it ain't no coincidence that I grew up in the streets, went to group homes, all the stuff that happened. It ain't no coincidence that these the people that I end up serving with my life. Yeah. That wasn't my plan. I didn't wake up one morning when I was like 6 years old, like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get took by the state, go to a group home, live through all of these tragedies, and then I'm gonna help kids like me. I wanted to be an architect. Yeah. I was a straight A student in school. That was my whole plan as a youngster. I'm gonna be an architect. I didn't want to be a rapper.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That wasn't my plan. Life shaped has a way. Life shapes his own plan. God shapes his own plan for you. So once I understood the plan, all I got to do now is run the plays. This next version of me is going, like, if cats think I did something before, this next version of me, I ain't even full throttle yet. That's why I ain't even start talking fully yet. I ain't even full throttle. I'm digging in. When all of that stuff happened to me, it did one thing for me. After I got shot, my whole life I had never dealt with my trauma. I had never dealt with it. I just kept moving. I just kept hustling. I kept moving. I kept doing. Even when I was performing and doing all that stuff, I just kept moving. I kept moving. I never stopped. I just kept going. The moment I stopped for 1 second, it all overwhelmed me, and I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Being honest, it was just so much because I was dealing with stuff that I had been dealing with since I was 8, and when I was. And I'm gonna tell you some truth. Like in the Christian world, they don't do a good job with dealing with trauma in a lot of ways because they think throwing scriptures at it is gonna fix it, and it's not. Like you can't just throw scriptures at everything. Right. Scripture teach you life. It teach you how to live. It gives you this standard. It gives you this guideline. But there's some things that you have to dig into for what they are. Yeah. So I know the Bible.
Practicality there.
Yeah, I know the Bible. I know the scriptures. I know God. Flame used to always tell me, bro, when you came to church, you brought Jesus with you. You ain't come here and find Jesus.
So how important is it though? Like anybody watching this, hearing your story, it's a consistent theme of you gonna make sure you gonna do what you need to do in order to get through it, but also taking the time to deal with trauma. How you balance that with also having a mentality to persevere through what you're going through.
So that's what I've learned in that season. Yeah, I learned you don't keep going to get through it. Mm-hmm. That's why my life has looked the way it's looked for the past 5 years. People thought I was crazy. Like, I ain't made music for real. Right. I ain't did nothing. You took the time to pause. Yeah, because I only get one me. Yeah. So once I saw, like...
I was just saying that,
Yeah, I only get one me. Yeah. I don't have to entertain nobody. I don't have to prove to people what I'm doing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I knew at that moment, when I got shot, it was the first time that I had to sit still and deal with myself. I should have put a post up the other day and say, man, I think getting shot was probably one of the best things happened to me. Wow. Like, true story. Yeah. It was probably, because it was the first time that I couldn't run. I couldn't run because I couldn't walk.
Physically, literally.
Yeah. I had to sit in it.
Yeah. You had to deal with it.
And then I started reading this book, and I just started thinking about over and over again, like, I can't remember what it was I was reading, but I was listening and reading, and it was talking about when tension happens in your life, when you feel a certain way and you want to push back, don't push back. Go into it. And I live in that now. So I remember after I got shot, I had all that time to sit still, think about certain things, and my first thoughts, they weren't good. I'm mad at my ex because I feel like I wasted my life in that space dealing with her. I'm mad at my mama. Mm-hmm. I'm mad at my daddy. Yeah. I'm hurt by my daddy. Mm-hmm. My daddy's dead now. The more I lost weight, the more I look like my daddy. Wow. So every day I had to look at him in the mirror.
Ooh, dog, that journey.
Every day.
That journey is doing more than the physical for you, dog.
Yeah, every day.
I mean, the fitness has always been more mental for me, so I understand.
I had to look at the more weight I lost, I literally woke up every day and looked at the person in the mirror that had hurt me the most in my life.
Wow. And that was your father.
That was my father. Wow. And so, but at one point, I remember standing in that mirror. It got so bad where I didn't want to look.
Wow.
I remember standing in that mirror, though, and saying to myself, like, he not my enemy. It was symbolic. It was like, because I'm telling myself every day, like, man, God, why I got to look at the person
that hurt me
the most. And it's like, yeah, you are, but it ain't your daddy.
Right. Yeah.
It's you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when I stood there, dog, I remember the day it changed. I prayed. And I said, God, show me what's wrong with me. I said, show me what's wrong with me so I could be the best version of me. Not what everybody else done to me. And that's when I began to dig. Bro, I began to dig. I began to feel. I began to set. Like, I'm a fan of feeling. Like, men, we're taught not to feel nothing. Mm-hmm. It's like, don't feel nothing. If you start feeling something, go the other way, because that's not natural. No, going the other way is not the natural response. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to feel. And in certain areas of my life, I always believe that. Yeah. No matter how much life hurt me or how much pain I went through, I've always possessed the ability to be vulnerable. Like, I feel sorry for people that don't want to be in love. I feel sorry for people that have never experienced love. I will put myself on the line 100 more times to be hurt to experience real love, because I know it's worth experiencing. And that's just how I've always lived. So once I had the epiphany, per se, to say, let me dig into me, that's what it really happened, bro. Everything started lining up. The books I needed to read, they started just coming to me. People to refer them to me. The working out, it changed. It wasn't just about what's happening physically. When I would get mad, or I would be hurt, or I'd be down, I'd be like, oh, I know what to do. I don't need to run from this and go to a corner and lay here and be sad and depressed all day. I'm going to get up and go to the gym. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to get my endorphins flowing. I'm going to go get some sunlight. I'm going to drink some water. So it began a transformation process for me that was unbelievable, because now I could sit here. I was talking to my homegirl Deja. She run the Broke Black Girl. If y'all don't know who Deja is, anybody listening, the Broke Black Girl on Instagram, the Broke Black Girl on Facebook, Deja is top tier. She's one of the dopest people I've ever met in my life, and I've met a lot of people that are dope. Me and Deja have this thing where we, for the past couple years, we get on the phone. And we'll talk through ideas, we'll talk through stuff, and it just be like, it's like a check-in without a check-in. And so, me and Deja was talking one day, this is probably like 5 years ago. Me and Deja was on the phone, and we was talking, and I'm just listening to her talk. And when she got done, I said, Deja, I just want to say something. She was like, what? I said, I think you are the first person that I've ever talked to in my life that sound like they healed.
Wow.
That sound
crazy.
Is deep. That sound crazy.
Because I've heard some of her story that she has heard and everything. So,
bro, it rocked me. I'm listening to her. I'm like, yo. And so she said, man, it was hard work. She like, I've been single for 5 years. I haven't dated nobody. I said boundaries. So I'm listening to her talk, and it was 2 times in my life that had happened to me. The first time was when I came out the street, and I saw my homeboy James Westbrook at church. I had walked in church, and I saw him. He had his hands up. He's singing out to God. And he always say this ain't true, but it is, because he don't want to admit he was flooding. So no, for real. Like, when I looked over, like, cuz ain't got no socks on. He flooding. He about 18 at this point.
Shout out to James, man. That's a good guy.
No, this my dog.
Oh, wait. James, you
Westbrook.
To the church?
So he flooding. He got his hands up. He's singing. His shirt short, like the whole 9. So when I come in, when I walk in there, I'm broke. I'm hurt. I got all this expensive stuff on. You know what I'm saying? And I stood there and I saw the joy he had.
The genuine
joy. And I looked at him. I said, this dude look like he don't got nothing compared to what I have. I said, but man, he looks so happy. And I prayed right there, and I said, God, I want what he got. I don't want this stuff. I said, I want what he got.
That's very deep.
That was the second time that happened to me. So when I heard Deja talking, I was like, God, this is what I want. Like, no matter how hard it is, this is what I want. And I've been doing the hard work. It's hard. Bro, you discipline. Like, discipline is free. Like, when people understand discipline is freedom, like, discipline, anything that you want to do in this world, it is on the other side of disciplining yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's
when people talk about hurt and pain, like, I saw this video, and I don't know the full context. I said I'm gonna watch it before I publicly say more things. But it was this girl, this woman. I don't call her a girl. This is a woman. She seemed like a very educated woman. She was on a podcast, live with a dude that I know that's a solid dude. And she was giving this rant about how black men, have been disloyal to her, and how black men hurt black women, and she was just like, man, we love y'all so much. And she was just like, I've been in the house with men, and I knew roommates where I've been afraid, but I wouldn't call the police. And it was like, everybody was like, yes, I feel this. Oh my gosh. Yes, sis. And then the dude's like, this is something every black man need to hear. And I heard it, and I was like, no, it don't. It made me sad for her. It made me sad for black women. But as a person now, that I could sit here and say, I've experienced freedom, and I've experienced taste of freedom in different areas.
Yeah.
As a black man, first of all, let me say this: that ain't what I need from you. I don't need that from you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a woman that's gonna let me walk all over her. A person that doesn't even know how to express love, a person that doesn't even know that doesn't have the words to express love, they know that ain't love. A man not gonna look at that and think that's love. He gonna look at that and think you stupid. He gonna say she letting me walk all over her. Mm-hmm. A person that doesn't even know how to express love, they know that love comes with boundaries. We know that from everything around us. Early age, your teacher telling you don't go a certain way, don't do this. Your mom telling you can't do. We know love comes with boundaries, even when we buck up against it. Mm-hmm. So as a man, that ain't what I need. As a man, but I'm different. I'm a different type of man. As a man, before you let me walk all over you, I'd rather you look me in my face and say, if you do that again, I'm leaving you. Make me understand it. Mm-hmm. Make me understand how serious it is. Mm-hmm. Look me in my face and tell me I hurt you. Let me know I hurt you. You hurt me. This made me feel. That's what changed me. Like, that's what changed me personally. Mm-hmm. Look me in my face and say, you hurt me. I'm hurt. Don't do that fake stuff, that fake savage. I don't need no fake savage. I don't need no hip stuff. I don't need none of that. Look me in my face and say, you hurt me. I'm crying. Look at my tears. Mm-hmm. If I love you, I'm going to respond.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. Love has boundaries. Yeah. Once I began to practice that with myself, any woman, any man that know love has boundaries. A person love you ain't gonna drag you like that anyway. It don't matter if they your friend, brother, cousin, or uncle. And this free game to the dudes, because I'm a retired player. This free game. I'm gonna give y'all
retired play. Come on now.
I'm gonna give y'all some free game. This a free game, man. You want to see the best version of your woman? Create a space that she feels safe. And I ain't talking about where you got to be a tough guy, like I got your back. Create a space that she can function, say, think, express herself. Create a space that a woman feels safe. You're going to get the best version of that woman you've ever had.
Man, give me one word when I mention St. Louis. Elaborate on your relationship. If you got love for the Lou, let me know what it's like, man.
Oh, I love St. Louis.
Yeah.
One word. Whew.
Just give me one word, dog. I know that's a
nuance.
There you go. That's the way to answer a winner. She like that look.
Yeah.
Nuance. St. Louis is different, bro.
St. Louis is home.
If you can survive in St. Louis, you can make it anywhere.
I feel that.
Like, for real. Like, it's so small. Everything on top of it. I should say everything. It's just
there it is.
Everything on top of each other. And people are thriving. People thrive in high chaos in certain areas, and they still thrive. St. Louis is full of nuance. I tell people this too everywhere I go. I done been around the world. It ain't nowhere in the world got women like St. Louis.
Wow.
Like St. Louis women different.
Like, just they like internally. What you mean?
Because
physically?
Overall, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because they bred in that environment. They like. A St. Louis girl will go with you on a kick though. She'll go with you. Like, nah, bro, like, you'll find a St. Louis girl that'll go with you to kick in the door. Later on that day, y'all might be at a ball and y'all both dressed up. Like, she do her. You know what I'm saying? She do taxes.
Bonnie and Clyde, boy.
Like, St. Louis women just built different. I think overall, too, it just being realistic because we in the middle of so much stuff. Yeah. Like, you go certain places, you go further up north, and this ain't universal, but you go further up north, a lot of women don't have hospitality. They don't have a certain level of hospitality where it's like, let me do this. You go further down south, you gonna see, and it's not universal, you gonna see some women that got hospitality, they know how to cater to you, but they ain't gonna have them other things. St. Louis women, like, when they the right ones, like, you got weird people everywhere, but they gonna have this thing where it's like, she gonna know how to cater. She's grew up in conflict. She understand you. She gonna try to understand. Like, man, like
a jack of all trades in
man. St. Louis women different, bro. Like, they just
ride
and it's good ride or die in some ways too.
I think they number one in like entrepreneurship or close. There's like
it was black entrepreneurship in the nation.
I mean,
St. Louis also the number one real estate flipping market in the nation too. Wow. We got one of the biggest tech hubs. Only thing people talk about is the crime here. Yeah. And so Square is here.
Yep.
Like Square is
Company
in St.
Peggy
Louis.
is.
Yeah.
Like so we got Square. We got so many different things. It's the #1 real estate flipping market in the nation. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So that means that people see value here. Sometimes when you from a place, you don't see the same value because you got to look at it all day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it take people outside of where you live to come look at stuff and see what it's worth. And on that note of St. Louis or any small town, I'm gonna drop this right here. So I was reading this thing about this violinist named Joshua. Oh my goodness, his name Joshua Smith or something like that, right? They was talking about him in a New York subway. He had a $3.5 million violin. Right? This is a true story. I saw the video.
That sound crazy.
So he got a $3.5 million violin. He playing his violin in the subway. He had just sold out this extravagant place in New York right before that. The cheapest tickets were like $100. This dude makes hundreds of thousands of dollars. He was in the subway station playing one of the most intricate pieces ever made on the violin. I saw the video. True story. People walked past him like he wasn't nobody. He probably made $30. They say he made like $30. But the moral of the story was this: sometimes it ain't what you're doing, it's the room you're doing it in and the people you're doing it in front of, your environment. And I think that becomes a lot of people's issue with St. Louis or in other small cities, because you hear that everywhere you go. Oh, I'm from here, it ain't gonna never work. Sometimes people get so caught up in the loyalty of a place that they feel like they never can leave. I used to be that same person. I don't feel like that no more. I feel like if you got to go somewhere else to get what you're doing popping, go do it. And you still could come back and you can help your city and you could give and you could donate and give your time. But the ultimate goal for everybody is to be the best version of you. And if the environment you are in is not going to produce the best version of you, then you need to change your environment. Yeah. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, but it's that simple.
And your mindset.
Yeah.
Because you can go somewhere else with the same mindset and end up doing the same stupid stuff.
The same person.
Yeah.
What's your other questions, man? You say you got some questions. What you got?
You
man?
kind of spoke into it right there. You was kind of talking about just the tone and how people feel about St. Louis. One is like, have you ever thought about moving from St. Louis? And then the reason I asked that, because I know a lot of people sometimes feel like it's so competitive in St. Louis, but people ain't really willing to work or collaborate. If that's been your experience, you know, how have you dealt with that and overcame it? And also, like, did that ever have you think about moving maybe away from St. Louis?
So I've never thought about moving before until now. Like, people used to ask me years ago, industry people, like, that I was working with and doing stuff, like mainstream industry people. Every time I told them where I live and I said St. Louis, they were like, why? That was the first. They were like, why do you live there? And I was like, no, I gotta be here. It's the work. They like, you could do that from anywhere. And one of the, and I ain't gonna say her name, but she's an industry tastemaker. She's done some of the biggest deals in the world. Yeah. She flat out told me, she said, they're never gonna support you the way you need to be supported. Wow. She said, you're gonna have to leave. But I went in it for that. So I told her I didn't want to be a rapper. Yeah. Like, that wasn't my thing, being honest. Like, I've never sat in a room and been like, yo, I want to win a Grammy. That's never been my life goal. So when it happened, you know. But I never wanted to move. Flex. For real. So
another one.
Yeah, I never wanted to move, but now I've been thinking about moving to Dallas.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it ain't no urgent thing where it's
Kyrie Irving made that for you?
Nah, man. Like, it just was on my heart. It's just been a thing where I'm like, when I start thinking of places that I would move, because my end goal, I'm a simple person. I like nice things, but I like simplicity. Yeah. So my home base, I got a new life mission for my life that I have. But my home base, I needed to be somewhere where I can go. I need some land. I need some peace and tranquility when I need to refuel to go back into the world. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking about Dallas. St. Louis, I got a lot of plans for stuff I want to do in St. Louis. For as the artist, I'm be honest, I don't think it's even a level of competition. Okay. So I think most people probably not even competition. I think St. Louis people are loyal people, and it's just my observation. I might be wrong, I might be right. If I'm right, I hope somebody listens to it and they get set free. St. Louis people by nature are loyalists. Like, if you from St. Louis, you from St. Only people more prouder, the only people that I've ever seen more prouder than people that are from St. Louis are people that's from U City.
Which is in St. Louis.
Which is in St.
Louis.
Right. They're just a different tier of the
Like, U City people think they not from St. Louis.
Right, they really do.
We are from U City.
They from U City.
Bro, you right here.
They never say St. Louis. They say U City.
So
I used to think you city was like miles away. I'm like, bro, you just 5 minutes
it's
away
across
from
Skinker.
it. Right.
Yeah. So St. Louis people are loyal by nature to St. Louis.
Yeah.
We have a lot of issues amongst each other in town. But when you get out of town and you see some St. Louis people, I don't know if y'all ever, you can spot us by the cardinal hats. If you see a bunch of cardinal hats in one location, St. Louis people don't care what issues you got back home. We from St. Louis, we will tear this whole thing up right now. So St. Louis people are just loyal like that. So when you got the artists, a lot of times with artists, you got a couple things. One is the loyalty. It's like, and then there's something inside of you, just people in general. You want to defy the odds. So if a person keeps telling you you'll never be able to do something from St. Louis, you're going to have to move. The average person is going to say, I'm not leaving just to prove you wrong. You know what I'm saying? So they going to stay just because of that. Like, oh, I could prove this. But what you're doing is you're taking time off of your span, you know? So I think one of the issues is St. Louis people are so loyal they don't want to leave. It's not the competition that's causing a problem. I think people are jaded. Because people have been so, like St. Louis has some of the most talented people I've seen in my life. Like they are so good. They've been so good for so long. After a while, you begin to lose hope.
Yeah.
Like you're human. Like you begin to be like, dang, this ain't never gonna work. So then it isn't even about, I don't want to work with you because we're in competition. It's like, man, bro, don't even understand. I don't even really want to do music right now. So I ain't as excited about going to the studio as I was 5 years ago. Like this don't even mean nothing to me no more for real. Cause in your head you start to think it's not gonna do what it takes. My advice for any artist in any city, I don't care where you're from, you got two options in this world right now. One, you got the internet. If you learn how to work the internet, you don't gotta leave nowhere.
Facts.
You learn how to work the internet, you could pop from any city. I am a product of the internet. That's the reason people know who I am right now. I went all around the city. I knocked on every door. I took my stuff in front of everybody that I could, that I thought were tastemakers, and they shot it down. They critiqued everything. This the crazy thing. Everything they critiqued about me became my strong points. So when I went in the office and they say, oh man, I like this, but you're mixing bad. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pay. When I get some money, I'm going to pay whoever, the best person I can to mix. Oh, I like this, but this, okay, I'm going to fix that. So people shot me down. And I was literally sitting in the house one day. We talking about early internet. The internet wasn't even, I'm part of the group of people that got the internet popping. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even popping then. When we started doing the internet, it wasn't popping. Like you couldn't log on right now like you do and go to IG and post and go live. You couldn't do none of that. Most of the computers we was on still had the little green numbers on it if you ain't had no real motion. You know what I'm saying? So when I went and saw the internet, what I saw as a businessman, I looked at the internet and I said, can't nobody tell me what to do on her. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got a website.
It's the people's choice.
It's the people's choice. I got a website and I put it in front of the people. Right. And even my first distribution ring was crazy. I was ahead of cats. I've been ahead of cats for a long time. Yeah. That's I got a line in one of my new songs. I done lost the file too, which is crazy. So I'm gonna have to find it. I forgot what I named.
God, that's the bummer right
but
there.
But I got a line in one of my new songs. I say, man, I feel like I'm trapped here from a different time. So far ahead of y'all, I'm starting to feel behind. like I be so far ahead of what dudes on, they think I'm not doing nothing. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm in 2035. They trying to figure out the internet. I figured out the internet in 2007. Yeah. I've been working the internet, bro. I ran the internet like a fentanyl house. I made money for years off the internet. So any artist, St. Louis, wherever you at, if you learn right now, if you learn how to work the internet, you don't gotta go nowhere else. But you need to go other places to see people that still got that energy. Yeah. Because what you not gonna get from your hometown is that energy. Yep. Like, and that's my thing with St. Louis right now. I live here, I love it here, but as far as things that I can accomplish here, they're like, I've reached the highest pinnacle of some of the people in the nation. There's no high pinnacle I can reach here. Bro, I got a Grammy. Mm-hmm. I got collectively, I got 60, 70 million streams. Yeah. I've sold 60, 70, 80,000 albums by myself. Mm-hmm. I've traveled the world. I've been doing everything that I could do. Like, there's nothing more that I could do in a local place. That ain't even why I'm heard. That's why I've never been heard. So I would tell any artist that wants to grow to a certain place, sometimes you gotta go see other things.
Yeah.
You can live where you want to live, but you gotta get around other people that aren't jaded.
Yeah, you got to, dog. One trip that did me a lot of good was going down to South by Southwest for the first time.
Yes.
Which is, it ain't just for artists, it's for all kind of people, honestly. But you just hear a whole lot of different ways that people take advantage of their city, take advantage of the net. You got David. I sat and heard David Banner talk. He really gave like some real nuggets in the industry that you probably ain't just gonna be able to go on YouTube and look up. Yeah. But it's a great opportunity. Like
you gotta go. You should go to any conference or anything that if you're an artist, you should go in rooms to hear people talk. I've always done that.
Yep.
Like that's one of the biggest problems with most artists. They don't want to pay for what they need. Yeah. They don't want to pay and they don't want to learn. I remember when Puff did Revolt. I flew down to Revolt by myself. Yeah. My ticket to the event was like $1,500. Like, I bought my ticket, I flew down there, I booked my hotel room, and I went to the conference and I learned as much stuff as I could, and I came back and applied it to what I was doing. Yeah. I just went to Invest Fest. Yeah. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure. Yeah. I went to Invest Fest, the one they just had. I'm gonna go to every one they have in America.
You've always been somebody that's, went out and like got the information to apply to yourself.
Because nobody's gonna give it to you.
Right.
Like, and this the thing. People think people owe them something.
Oh, yeah.
Again, how I grew up taught me that.
Yeah.
There's nobody coming to save you.
Right.
You can lay here and cry for the next 25 days. 40 days and 40 nights. You can cry you a river and you can lay here and die. There's nobody coming. You gotta get up and help
yourself.
Nobody's coming. Yeah. You gotta go get it for you. People think people owe them something. I had to start telling people, like, I don't have time to talk to you.
Yeah.
That's a realistic. Like, I can't sit here and talk to you for 5 hours a day giving you free information about something that you can go learn on your own that's available for you to learn.
Yep.
Like, whatever I can give you, whatever nugget, that's why I talk the way I talk on the internet. You can go look at my interviews and come look at a live and get whatever from me that you think you need, because I'm going to say it, because I give freely in that way.
Oh, yeah, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but you're not finna call me and talk to me for 5 hours for free.
Right.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
It's not, and you can't expect that from no artist. So artists have to stop thinking like, oh, he ain't being 100. No, yes he is. He's being 100 to the person. He got to be 100 to himself.
Yeah.
Anything you want to learn is available.
It's available. I've always said, bro. I said something years ago. I said YouTube is the greatest university, bro. Like if you can't get whatever you need, like in front of you, bro, you got the internet and YouTube or Google, bro. It's all access, dog.
I'm gonna tell you something else you got.
Like,
there's an app on your iPhone called iTunes U.
Yeah, University.
iTunes U literally are recordings from some of the top universities around. Classroom recordings.
Yep.
Wow.
So Harvard, all these schools you could think of, music, psychology, anything you could think of, it's on your phone.
Yep.
Like I'm a nerd. I sit and listen to stuff like that.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I do so much from my phone. Sometimes I feel like I ain't even doing much work, and I be convicted. But I be like, nah, bro, it's just that easy, dog.
It's that
like,
easy.
We live in an information age.
Oh
definitely.
yeah,
a lot of it is.
You gotta apply that mug for sure.
You gotta apply it.
Yeah. You got to, dog. You got to, man. Hey, man, let's get to some of this CHH stuff, dog. I got one question for you, man. I got a couple questions, actually. And this question I'm going to ask in a certain way because I got to ask it like this.
Oh, man.
What made you say no to Reach Records? I ain't asking it because I know they offered it, but they was tripping if they didn't. So why did they never happen, my G? I mean, y'all always had great success. You've been on compilations, tours, Unashamed tours. How did that not happen? And if you was the person controlling it, why didn't it happen?
So it didn't. I would not say that they ever asked me. So this is what I will say before I answer the other part.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to make sure they know they was tripping if they didn't. Yeah, they was tripping.
Oh Lord.
Probably better than most artists on that mug. I ain't gonna
now what they did do was this. In some ways, they did offer certain things. When they had Reach booking, shout out to Tara Carter. I don't know who was responsible. but I know Tara was my advocate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They did have reach booking. They did offer that. There was never an offer for me to sign with them, but I heard LeCrae say this before, and I'm paraphrasing because it's been so long, and I've heard him say something similar, and it's what I think on my own.
Okay.
I think, like, a person like me, if you pay attention, it ain't just Reach Records. Like, people try to keep me out their space as much as they can because I take up space. Like, when I come into space, I take up space.
You mean like in the sense of
the
audience and just
I just
market.
take it. My personality is too big.
Yeah.
Like, it's always been so big, and so running a record label, you have to think about something. When you run a record label, most artists that are signed to record labels are people that have no aspirations of being owners of most stuff.
Okay.
So a person like me, you pull me into a record label, I'm trying to own everything I can. So you got to fight with me. I want my masters as much as I can get. I want as much publishing as I can get. And this is stuff I've always known from day one, and people have always known I talk like this. So I definitely don't think it wasn't because they looked and saw, like, about level of talent, because I'm just gonna be 100, like, and I'm gonna say this myself, like, people know, like,
you gotta say this, dog.
I can rap.
Right.
Like, go listen to my music.
Yeah.
Like, like, I rap. Street Symphony will tell you right now. He argue with anybody he'll tell you. Beautiful Monster, he says, is the best CHH album that's came out.
And My Beautiful Mind is one of the best records.
So Street Symphony.
Shout out to Street Symphony. You riding around with my boy J-Way now.
Yeah, Street arguing. Street is the GOAT, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Street is the GOAT. Like, give him his flowers. Make sure you clip this.
All right, don't be clear.
Street Symphony is one of the most selfless, how you say it, when it's one of the most unselfish, selfless people when it comes to giving his resources, giving his time, and making sure that you have what you need. Street Symphony, Doc Watson,
shout out
RMG.
Doc. Yeah.
Those are two dudes that, since I've been in this space, that have never changed.
Wow.
Those are two people that have consistently pulled me and said, okay, what are you doing? Street just hit me up. He coming to town. He like, we got to do some records. We're going to do an EP or something. But,
dope.
Yeah, so I don't think it was ever because of talent. And I'm going to tell you honestly, too, though, I think, and it's something I've learned in my older space, like, I don't think CHH really understood what I was.
I don't think so either.
First of all, you know what I'm saying? Because if we want to talk, like, technical, bro, like, and I'm just gonna say this, like, there's probably not a person in CHH that's been more influential than me on CHH.
Okay.
If you go through CHH and act like Alex Medina, like I don't want to use the word found, but I found Alex Medina on MySpace.
Alex Medina, he was working with Reach for a while, right?
Yeah, I put him in touch with Flame. I put him in Juice. Alex Medina just designed LeBron's shirt.
Right, yeah, Juice.
This stuff leaves a trail.
Yeah.
Juice, like, I met Juice on MySpace. I took Derek Minor on his first tour.
He ended up on Reach, now RMG exists.
I took Derek Minor on his first tour. I was the first person posting about Ty Brazzle. I saw the people that signed him ask me, like, you think he tight? I'm like, yeah. Like, I was the first person posting about him. I took Jay Money on his tour. Like, I've always looked out, like, because I've always been in it for something different. So, I've never had the same aspirations as dudes have. That's why I've always talked the way I talked from the beginning, because I knew nobody could take from me what I wanted. What I wanted, you can't take from me. I didn't want a Dove Award. I didn't want a Grammy Award.
Yeah.
I didn't want a Stella Award. I didn't want to go on certain tours. I had one of the biggest management companies in Christian music, not CHH, in Christian music. They created a company to sign me
They existence is on the back of you.
Like they already were big in CCM.
Okay.
They created a company to manage CHH Artists to sign me. They flew to St. Louis. We had a meeting. I didn't want to go that direction. Doc Watson will tell you right now, RMG Amplify, that is benefiting so many CHH artists right now.
Yeah.
Ask them why they made it.
Wow.
He'll tell you right now, I made OMG Amplify to sign you.
So what you got to say for the people that say they feel like Cray on that slot?
I think Cray.
I gotta play a little devil's advocate here.
And I be careful about what I say about LeCrae because one, we have history, and that's my boy.
Right, I know
and
that.
people always try to flip my words about him like I'm attacking him, but LeCrae is such a figurehead. You can't say certain stuff. But I can say whatever I want to, but I know I ain't talking about him. You know what I'm saying? But even when you look at LeCrae, like you see my imprint of influence on him.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna be 100. I've never attempted to duplicate what he did.
But you feel the vice versa, he's been attempting to try to do what you've done.
He took one of my songs before. Like he didn't take it, like steal it. Like he hit me up before. I didn't know what it was gonna be. We went Australia riding. Trip looked over in the back seat. He was like, "How you feel about that being your song?" You know what I'm saying? The Hallelujah record. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So it's like Beautiful Monster, bro. You gotta look at, bro. I shifted CHH culture with Beautiful Monster.
That monster.
Bro, Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler was the first CHH album ever to chart on hip hop charts. All of them were putting their albums on Christian.
Like you was like the first one in the hip hop rap.
Yeah, I never put my album on Christian.
On Billboard.
On iTunes.
On iTunes. Okay.
I've never put my album on the Christian side.
Yeah. Everybody do that mug now.
Yeah. on
the hip hop side.
Yeah, I was the first, me and Jafia Life now.
Shout out
Jafia Life, Rob Hodge, them dudes, they've never did it neither.
East Coast, yeah.
But Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler, go back and look at it. Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler was the first record that charted on iTunes Hip Hop. Even when you look at the whole social justice aspect movement of CHH. Well, wasn't nobody talking about that but me and Show.
Yeah. I was just gonna say
he was killing Show.
Yeah.
He was throwing all kind of stuff at Show.
But I've always remained. I've been the same person since the beginning.
Yeah.
Everything I said the whole time was always me. So, on that aspect, it's like I don't expect certain things from people, but I was cracking a joke with I can't remember who it was. I was gonna post one day and say, I ain't the king y'all want, but I'm the king y'all need.
Yeah.
But I am.
like that.
Yeah. But I am though. When it's time, and I ain't saying this being.
That sound like an album, man.
And I ain't saying this being weird, but every time it's time to speak on something, bro,
they looking for you.
Who got to talk?
Yeah.
Because I'm not scared. I don't got nothing to lose. People is, and this ain't because I don't like. I've never had nothing to lose. I remember Christian Gray. We were in Columbus, Ohio, doing Bubba Bash. I brought Bubba into the fold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and one of the
Watson, right?
Yeah, one of the reasons I'm so intricate in pulling people in is because I always create genuine relationships with people.
That's where it starts.
Like, I don't go out looking for opportunities with people. I create genuine opportunities.
Yeah.
And so, one of the, like, when you look at what I say, I brought Bubba.
Bubba Bash.
Yeah, we was at Bubba Bash with Christian Gray.
Yeah.
And I had just did this interview with Wado. And Christian Gray was like, he said, bro, man, you ain't scared? I heard your Wado interview. You ain't scared you gonna get blackballed?
What you say on there?
I don't even remember, but I say anything. Just like right now.
Somebody
gonna have a problem with anything I just said. I say anything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But and it ain't because I'm a tough guy, it's because I'm not afraid.
Yeah, I think you speak that way because it's genuinely coming.
It's genuinely who I am.
Yeah.
It's like people can't take nothing from me.
Right.
So when Christian Gray said that, I was like, I'm not worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
What? And now I'm gonna tell you some real rap, like, and I ain't gonna speak on that, but like dudes have winning rooms. While I wasn't there, and talk down situations.
Yeah.
Like where the people that came back to me like, hey, that's not your friend.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you talking about in the walls of CHH?
yeah. Like
Wow.
like the people they did it to have came back to me like, that's not your friend.
Yeah.
Like dudes have
That
dudes have went in rooms and talked against me more than one time.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And the people would come back to me and be like, that ain't your people. That ain't your friend. You know, so but for me, I'm playing a different game than dudes playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like my goal, I've been saying this since Wado interviews. I way back then I'm like, I don't want to be the biggest thing in CHH. That's too small for me. I'm be honest. Being the biggest thing in CHH is too small for what I've always seen for my life.
Yeah.
And that's been since I was a kid. Like, people gonna see what my life end up like. I'm bigger than that now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about a position or a status or a space. It's about the level of influence. Yeah. For the people that inbox me and talk to me and comment and tell me the stuff, I'm like, you'll be surprised who comment and say stuff to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and tell me they watching and they heard, oh, I heard about you, or this. Yeah. Bro, when Obama was running for president, people on his staff contacted me.
Wow.
They wanted me to be in the meeting.
Oh yeah. See, that's just
You know what I'm saying? When Farrakhan, even though it's it's a different belief system,
right?
When Farrakhan came to St. Louis and he wanted to meet with people that could move the needle,
man, you was probably referring.
They called me.
Wow.
I was there. I saw it. I heard them talk. You know what I'm saying? So for me, my thing is always like, bro, like my vision. I've never, when I say stuff like I ain't never planned on winning a Grammy, I never did. Mm-hmm. I've never sat down and had the thought in my mind, like, man, I want to sell 1 million records. Those are artist aspirations, and those are good aspirations.
Yeah.
You know what I've wanted to do my whole life that I'm gonna do?
What's that?
Win a Nobel Peace Prize. I've been saying this since I was a kid.
Yeah, you have said that. Yeah.
Since I was a kid. That's my aspiration.
Wow.
Like, I've never wanted to be the biggest thing in CHH. Y'all want me to give y'all my prediction. First of all, CHH not done yet. I love LeCrae. I love what LeCrae has done. I think LeCrae had to navigate through a system without guidance. I think LeCrae did the best job that he could do. I've always been in support of LeCrae. If I didn't believe something he said or had an issue with it, that's my boy. I hit him in private. That's why I tell people I don't do no sneak dissing. Yeah. Like, no, that ain't my thing. But I give y'all my prediction of what I think.
What's that?
About CHH.
Okay. I think we got some stars on the horizon there.
I'm gonna tell y'all who's gonna be the biggest thing you've ever seen in Christian rap.
Are they actually like a Christian artist, or are they kind of a hybrid like you?
They're a Christian artist, so that's why I'm putting them in this.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell, and these are the things people don't like to talk about in Christian music because they say it's competition and it's all for the glory of God. It is all for the glory of God, but we all know people say it's all for the glory of God with their mouth, but then in private they're like, oh, I gotta be bigger than him.
Oh yeah, a lot of that's happening.
So my prediction.
All right.
NF could have had it. He didn't want it.
Yeah,
NF don't want the title.
He don't want it at all.
He don't want it at all. He's never associated.
He's already out of here, but
like,
he didn't want it.
When I see people claim NF and say CHH made him what he is, that's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's so far from the truth. CHH did not make NF who he is. Christian radio played a huge part in who NF is, but Christian radio is also CCM radio. Mm-hmm. So the shout out to Boost 95.5 in St. Louis, Milwaukee, everywhere else there. Boost is probably the closest thing that we've seen so far to a CHH radio station.
Yeah, that's
the rest of them are CCM stations that play Christian rap. So they contributed to NF. NF never wanted that title. He don't want it now. So NF could have been, right? My prediction. Biggest CHH artist, if things keep going the way they're going, it's gonna be Zonti.
Wow.
Zonti.
I just got done talking to
Zonti. Zonti is everything that you want from a Christian rap artist.
I will have to look him up. I have no idea who that is.
Now. I gotta understand what you mean by that.
Like, don't listen to his music.
I haven't heard his music. I've been seeing it like
so you can't say nothing. You can't say nothing.
I've heard his earlier music when he was younger, but I noticed a switch.
Go listen to the stuff he's making now.
Okay, I'm gonna listen.
Bro, he got this song called "I'm Sorry." Mm-hmm. he captures this. It's genuine. Like when you hear him, you can tell like it's just like it's genuine.
He captures your heart.
Bro, he captures this essence of emotion.
He does when he talks. That's what I've been looking at.
He got this song called I'm Sorry.
Yeah.
It start off and it's like God apologizing, like I'm sorry for all the pain you've been through. But the keys, everything just hitting it so perfect. I'm like, bro, I sent it to my son.
Wow. I
sent it to my son.
Yeah, I didn't expect that name,
yo, listen to this.
Wow.
Bro,
okay.
Zonti, I've watched Zonti since the beginning when he did the God Taught Me.
Yeah,
When he did God Taught Me, I remember everybody, because that was in the hyper moment of like
people was throwing deals and stuff at him at that point.
But that was in the hyper moment of like most of the rappers will still had this reform thing.
Yeah.
So when Zonti first came along, it was like, oh, it's far-fetched.
Yeah.
I knew Bizzle was gonna be big as he is. When I first heard him, everybody had an issue with Bizzle. When I first heard Bizzle, I said, "Oh, he got it."
Yeah,
That's the thing that I've always been like. I put this on my story a little while ago. I said I'm gonna introduce the world to some of the biggest artists they've ever seen. Like that's some of the stuff I'm gonna do in the second part of my life, and I ain't talking about Christian and CHH artists alone.
Oh, you talking about in the format of a label? I was gonna get the full ride. What you mean by that?
It might be in the format of a label, but it might just be in the format of just like. I always find them because I'm accessible. I make myself accessible to people for a reason. So artists find me. They send me their stuff. I listen to it. Or I just happen to be in the right place where I hear their stuff. So when I get this bag, the for real bag, where I could throw $100,000, $200,000 at an artist, and I see some real talent, I'm throwing it. Like, I'm going to throw it without even thinking. And that's the thing that makes artists. So when I want to bring some artists to the table that's going to change the world. And I think Zonti has that. Like, Zonti has this thing. When I listen to him, bro, he's untainted from the industry so far. Because after so long, even being a Christian artist, I remember me and Jeremy Camp was talking one day at a festival. And he told me, he said, man, don't lose that thing you got. He was like, don't lose that. Because after so long, you see so many Christian artists. Bro, look at all the artists that we started around and we started with. Everybody's philosophies changed. Some people, you can't even tell who they are no more.
Right.
Like, they're totally different people. Like, and that's a serious thing. But when you look, like, you seen so many people go through the deconstruction phase. Like, everybody's deconstructing. But the reason a lot of people went through the deconstruction phase because their hope, their identity was wrapped up too far in the church system and white evangelicalism. Like that I didn't have to deconstruct my faith because my faith was never there. You know what I'm saying? I haven't spent a dime or a second deconstructing. So for the people that had to and did it in a genuine way, like the people that did it and did it in a way where it's like my faith is still intact. Amen. But you got some people, bro, that went into deconstruction and they deconstructed and they like, I don't even believe this no more.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Side, yeah.
They like, I don't even believe this. And so when you look at that, that's what I'm saying about Zonti. When I look at Zonti, I'm a human. I'm not God.
Yeah.
But when I look at Zonti and I see Zonti, I see a person doing what he loved because he loved Jesus. Yeah. And I see a person making music that he's not concerned about what is popular or what's cool or what kind of bounce it has. He like, I'm making music from my heart. And bro, it's amazing. Like, I love Zonti.
Yeah, that's what's been sticking out.
I love Zonti.
His heart. Like, I've been seeing him talk, and he just, like I said, like, you really feel like this dude really honestly in love with Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't made it to the music yet.
My nephew, too, he a GOAT, though, too. 1K Few.
Oh, yeah, 1K, he nice.
1K Few is the epitome of what you would have if you take a street person and mix it with Jesus. Like, it's like so authentic to watch.
Oh yeah.
Like when I see him, the way he dressed, I'm gonna say this on record. I said this a while back when I went on the CHH is dead rant, defending CHH. I was in defense. I was defending CHH. I love what these youngsters are doing.
Okay. 1K Few, Zanti.
Wande.
Okay.
Ty Brazzle. Hovey.
Tory Deshaun.
Tory Deshaun, like
yeah, he's incredible. He's one of the guys I see being one in it for the long.
I wasn't familiar with him either, and we interviewed him, and my
thing for Tory, and I've told him this to his face, is he's in a space that's not gonna understand him. He's amazing, he is. But the space he's in, they don't understand him.
He's gonna spend more.
Push through. Don't stop to pick up the dead bodies.
Yeah,
just gather the people that's going with you and keep your momentum. Because he's so good. He's authentic. He has the same thing that I say about Zanti. When you hear Tory Deshaun, you know it's genuine. And a lot of the older guys have an issue with the youngsters because they're not doing. They feel like, I've seen people say so much stuff like, oh, the good old days when lamp mowing and you had these and that, and they don't do it like these people, and they, like you see so many of these different things. A dude told me one day, a random dude, he didn't follow me. Like, I remember when Christian rap, I put the last video about it. I remember when Christian rap was about Christ, and I'm like, well, why don't you start rapping yourself? Like, if you want to rap about a certain thing, be the change you want to see. But for the older people that like, it's so sad. I said I'm gonna start doing some stuff more on Twitter, like in the spaces aspect. And
you talking about like the talk rooms?
Yeah, and have some live conversations. Because again, I'm not the king you probably want, but I'm the king you need. I'm gonna lead you to the promised land.
What you think about? What's your immediate thoughts when I dropped the name Toby Ingwe? What's your take on him?
Toby's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you something. I think I said this before. When Toby first got started, I pull out my phone and show you the screenshot. When Toby first got started, I inboxed him. Mm-hmm. I said, stay 4 ways you came from Christian rap.
I gotta go. This dude gotta stop doing this stuff, dog. What you mean by that? What you mean by that, dog? They gonna intoxicate him.
No. I told him. I said, bro, and I did say this. I said, unless you feel God is calling you to this space and to do this, I said, stay far away from it as you can. Mm-hmm. And the reason is I knew if he got engulfed into Christian rap, he would never be the Toby you see right now.
Yeah, because he's taking off.
He wouldn't have been that Toby.
He's out of here.
Like, Toby say stuff that would have never worked in Christian rap.
Yeah.
He always do. But the stuff that he says is still not crazy.
No, it ain't.
But it wouldn't work in that space. Even on the simple fact that it's just being 100, he couldn't have been that unapologetically black.
Yeah. Because he's unapologetically black.
He never could have been that Afrocentric and been a success in Christian rap, because in the Christian space, the Christian rap space, a majority of the people that consume it are white, Anglo-Saxon, whatever we want to call them, Caucasian. They're white. In most cases, I don't hold this to them hold this to them as a bad thing, but it would be the same thing if it was a group of black people in the room and in comes a white person that gets to bragging on how proud they ought to be white.
I see what you're saying.
We would take offense, even if they meant it in the purest form. We would be like, "Hold on, man, what you mean?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean? You proud to be white? You know what I'm saying? Like why you dress?
Get out of here with that.
Yeah, why you dress like that?
Oh my god!
So it would have been some people's default reaction.
Yeah.
To be against it, not because they think he's being like whatever, but it's hard to talk about certain things in a room full of people that you have to explain it to.
Yeah,
so I think he did better going into a room full of predominantly black people, especially in hip hop culture. This is what I love about Toby Anigwe, and I probably just got his name right for the first time. This is what I love about Toby. Toby is in a space in hip hop where he is one different.
Yeah.
He's not doing what everybody else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
He is constantly celebrating his wife.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Unapologetically. His wife is everywhere with him he go.
Too dope, yeah.
You never heard Toby rapping about hoes and, they everywhere.
Yeah.
I got them. They all over me. I'm outside.
Right.
Toby is in a space that misogyny runs rampant, that crime and violence runs rampant, and he is a picture of black marriage as a whole,
Right.
but black marriage.
Yeah.
He's a black man. He's married to his woman, and his woman, and his children are always together, experiencing everything along the way.
Yeah.
Toby is like probably the most wholesome thing in hip hop right now.
It is. He is.
Yeah, him and Chance the Rapper.
And it's like the nucleus of his brand.
It's his brand, and it was organic. I've been watching him since day one.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It ain't like I don't think
It's not
he
fake.
sat there and was like,
Nah.
you know what's gonna work if me and my wife and my. As he went on, I'm sure like they're smart. They tweaked and tweaked, but it
tweaked.
started out with just him and Fat in the room, braiding
his hair on the couch. Yeah, I
and he
remember that.
rapping. So you couldn't separate Fat from him if you wanted to. You like, who was the girl braiding his hair every week?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so you saw that and they go get married. If Toby would have been in CHH World, that never would have worked. It never would have worked. It would people would have celebrated it. You would have had people that liked it, but he never would have been the Toby that the world needed to see Toby. And I would say that to any, like I think, and this is me personally, I'm not God, but I'm gonna stand on this. I don't think every Christian has to be didactic in a conversation like that. I think we need both.
Yeah.
We need Toby and we need KB. KB is one of my favorite people in the world.
Oh,
no
yeah.
less a rapper.
A very
when you
genuine
talk about
person.
genuine and don't care, he's in this for Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't throw him in with the youngsters because he like in the middle.
Yeah.
KB is like in the middle point.
Too old for the
Man, KB has been the same way that I've seen him. KB and Flame, them dudes are the same people. They had the same thing. They had the same goal. You know what I'm saying? You need KB and you need Toby.
Absolutely.
You need LeCrae and you need Zonti. Now that's the thing I don't like when you position people against each other, where it's like when you see them dumb memes where it's like one of these four gotta go. Why?
Yeah,
Bro, that's stupid. Like just being 100. It's people putting the pressure.
That's hilarious, dog.
Bro, people, listen, this for real. People put pressures on themselves that they don't have to have.
Yeah.
We live in a world where one of these don't have to go. I can enjoy them all.
Why can't they just all exist?
They do exist together,
Right.
but we have to find a talking point.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like one of these got to go. How many likes can I get?
Yeah.
No, none of them know how to go.
Or how many
I gotta
comments.
listen.
Yeah.
I can listen to all of them.
Yeah.
I can eat all of the except chicken. And whenever only time I ain't mad is when they do the thing with the meat. One of these got to go, and it'd be like 4 meats on it. I'm like, you can take all of it and leave this. But you can enjoy it all. Like there's a space for diversity. So you need all of the above. Like we need LeCrae, we need KB, we need Tadashi, we need me, we need Flame, we need Toby. You need all. I want to see more Tobys though.
Yeah.
Like I want to see more Christian artists that can go out into that space, remain Christian, remain. I don't want to use the word normal because people get weird. So I'm torn between weird and normal.
He love that word.
Yeah, weird. Because
Don't be weird.
And I don't think weird is
Remain
like
genuine, honestly.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Because I
Authentic.
don't think weird is what people think weird neither. Like I think people should be who they are.
Yeah.
Like if you like to dress a certain way, dress that way.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there is a standard of cool. I don't think there's a standard of normalcy when it comes to artistic expression, like or expression in fashion. Like I don't think there is a normal. I don't think all women should have to wear this or wear that or however. Like I don't think there's a normalcy in that stuff. Like normalcy and what some people consider modest and other people consider modest is all of that stuff is a swing on some
Subjective.
of it.
It's
It's
subjective,
subjective.
yeah.
Some of it is. So I don't think word is word, but people can't act word. Like, but I don't think the little dude that wears certain clothes and dress, he word because of how he dressed. Nah, that's how he expressed himself.
Just different.
You know what I'm saying? He different. So, but people go into them spaces and be weird. They don't know how to be normal. They don't know how to be genuine. They don't know. One of the things I would love to see Christians teach and learn more is how to function in regular life. Like, because when you go into regular life, you got to go with everything that you have, but it's a level of discernment. Mm-hmm. Some people I need to say certain things to right then on the spot. Some people it's like, oh, this is my neighbor. Okay, I don't feel the same sense of urgency. Let me do some genuine things. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna invite you over because I want to get to know you. Yeah. Like I want to see what kind of person you are. I want to invite you over to my house so I can see what I can contribute to your life. I'm not just finna make you a spiritual punching bag so I can get my reps up and see if I know how to evangelize. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I get my evangelism reps up. Or I want another soul today, and then I'm done with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like now I'm done with you. I'm moving on to the neighbor over here. No, let me interject myself into your life so you can see what it's supposed to look like. And I can learn things from you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've learned so much stuff from my non-Christian friends. Oh yeah. Like most of the stuff I learned in life that I use now, I like interacting with young dudes, pulling them in, showing them something. I didn't learn that from church. I learned that from the street. Yeah. I think we do some people or some factions do a great job when you talk about discipleship, but I don't think there's a great job done when you talk about spotting leaders. Yeah. That's something we learn in the hood. Yeah. You get little bro, bring him over here. I was talking about little one. I saw him. Bring him with me. Let me show you how to be a leader. Like nobody did that for us. People wanted to use, like people used our talent. They used our influence. They used us to draw in people that look like us, but very few people said, come here, let me show you this. Let me show you how to live. Let me show you what this looks like. Let me show you how to... man, do you know one of the things I yearn for more and more over and over? Again, in life, one of my repeated yearnings for an older dude to just come walk in life with me. Oh, yeah. I want somebody that got 20, 30 years in life ahead of me to be like, let me spend time with you. Yeah. Whenever they can. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gotta be all the time. That's something that's missed in aspects of culture, but the street do it. The street dudes doing it. That's why they getting the young boys. Mm-hmm. The youngsters that they pulling in, that's how they get them. They spot leadership. Oh, let me show you how to do this. Like a person taught me how to do everything I did. The person that actually taught me most of the stuff I did in the street called me not too long ago and cried and apologized. Wow. He was like, I hate I showed you all this stuff. Because now he understands the real role of leadership. Yeah. Because he's grown up. He like, man, I wish I would have showed you what I know now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's one of the reasons I go as hard as I do right now. Because I've always looked up to him. And me and him was on the phone and he said, man, if I'm just going to say as much stuff as I can because one day I'm going to be gone and people will listen to it. It changed my life. That's when I started making videos. I was like, if he could think like that, I should really think like this because people actually listen to me talk. Yeah. That's a lot of what I do too. Yeah.
Because these kids, they listening to something. So you want to give them something good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, but some of these quick takes, man, let's run through.
I'm a little Boosie without all the cursing and the bite in the side of the mouth.
Mercy, dog. So, hey, for the first quick take, dog, we got emos and Chinaman. Which one more of a staple or STL? What you feel, dog? I don't know if you ask me.
Both. I would say both.
You gotta pick one, though.
You can't pick one.
You gotta pick one, dog.
Chinese.
All right. Oh, yeah. You going with Chinese? I would go with
because
Chinese.
You can get emo.
I probably gotta go to emo.
You can get emos in Troy, Missouri, and KC, but you ain't going to no other city and get rice as good as ours.
All right. I feel that take. All right, we got Reach Records or Cross Movement. Who we going with?
And for what? In what aspect? No, I'm saying in what aspect?
So the aspect is like as far as like dominance and impact on Christian hip hop music.
I would say Cross Movement because Cross Movement birthed Reach Records. Yeah. You have to give the thing to the person that influenced the influencer. Yeah, I would say Cross Movement.
Yeah, Richard. So I know why she said.
Yeah, I always say that like they be going in on me, man.
I feel like the originator can be eclipsed, but you
can't. Like there would be no Reach Records without Cross Movement.
Right.
So you got to give it the Cross Movement.
Can you do that and eclipse them, but you pay reverence and respect?
even if like the person that follow you should go higher than you because you've already put the like you've gave them a stepping stone. Yeah. They didn't have to climb. Like you got to think about it like this. But when LeCrae went on a tour with Reach Records, it was all like he went from her to her. Now we all know the wholeness of the story. A majority of his stuff was grown through the camps and all that. Right. And just man, diehard dedication. LeCrae is a businessman and he's smart at a lot of things. Him and Ben, shout out to Ben Washer. But without Cross Movement took them from her to her. So Cross Movement created a step that they didn't have to take. So even if they go to a place that they surpass in a sense of what Cross Movement done, they still had an easier path because somebody else paved that part of it for you. It's like if we put a train track down, if you build it from KC to St. Louis, and then I get in and build it from St. Louis to Pittsburgh, like I'm surpassing. I laid more tracks than you, but if it wasn't for you, I would have had to start back at KC.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? And who's to say I would have ever made it past KC? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I feel so. That. Yeah.
All right, what we got? Creating or performing the music? Which one you like better or love better?
Creating. I would say creating, because creating it like it's isolation. Like creating is, man, when you creating in the right space, man, it's godly.
It is. It's
magical. Like it's godly. Like it's
man.
Something happens. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd have been in the studio creating songs. And you just get overwhelmed with joy. You might shed tears, or you writing a certain song, and it's talking about a certain thing, and it provoke a certain level of emotion. You flow sometimes. It feel like God talking through you. You know what I'm saying? It's like so creating it. Yeah. Performing is dope, but creating it is like it's different. It's a God experience at times.
I got you. We gonna get one of hers in there. What's your project you the most proudest of, and why?
The project I'm the most proudest of, and why?
Why are you laughing, TC? You crazy.
I would say the most proud and why it may be Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler.
Okay.
Because
that's tough.
I know, I would say Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler because I know what it took for me to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally was in a space where I had just walked away from everything. I didn't have all the resources I needed, but I knew I was gonna get it done, and I just went to grind it, and I went for it, and I sacrificed. I literally remember sacrificing and going without stuff and building it and taking care of my family at the same time with minimum. Like I think I was working a job that I was making like $8.50 an hour. So I just was like, I'm gonna work as much as I can, spend as much time with my family as I can. I recorded it in the side room at the house. You know what I'm saying? I sold 10,000 units of that mug out of side room. Man. Like that's when dudes were selling albums. Like think about that, bro. I sold 10, 11,000 copies of that record.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I own one of them copies, my G.
And so I would say that. But my next one would be Fallen King.
Yeah, I had Fallen King. I pinned together Fallen King and Beautiful Monster.
Yeah, Fallen King. Yeah. Beautiful Monster was dope to me because of the energy and what it would like. I did so much. Like that's what I'm saying when I say people didn't understand. Bro, if you go listen to Beautiful Monster, like this is a true story. I never used to listen to my music. I didn't listen to it. I think you said it before. Yeah, I would record, like most cases, since the last song I physically wrote was Picture on a Shirt on Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler. It was like the third song into the album. Every other song after Picture on the Shirt, I recorded in my head. Like I write it in my head and then I just go spit it. Yeah. Every album I've done, Fallen King, Beautiful Monster, everything I've done since Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler, I didn't use a pen, a note, or nothing to do it, right? Mm-hmm. So, if you go, dog, so I never would listen to it. And I went back recently and I was listening to some of my albums. And I literally said, dog, I see why dudes had a problem with me. I ain't gonna front. When I heard it, I said, I made this, bro. I could take Beautiful Monster right now. If didn't nobody know who I was, I could take Beautiful Monster right now and put it out, and it'll go. Right now. And you got to think about, I made that back then. Dog, go listen to First 48, bro. Like, go listen to First 48 and see how crazy Beautiful Mind.
No, Beautiful Mind, I have to talk about this real quick. I think it's the second verse. You was like something like
drugs on the tape.
You was like guns.
That's about the time that the feds came kicking in.
Sorry to do your voice, but I was just saying, like, when I first heard that, he said, you mentioned the battle, all that stuff. I said, because I'm a visual, because I like movies and stuff. So it's just like, I was like, this is a movie scene. This is paid in full. I was like, this is a movie.
Yeah. So when you go listen, Beautiful Mind.
That is one of my
Beautiful
favorite
Monster.
songs.
Yeah, that mug.
That song, the intro, Let It Knock.
Woo! Oh, when you perform that mug, that used to go nuts.
I still like money.
Radio on drugs.
That's one of my favorite. That mug, bro. Yeah.
Dog. So you gotta think, dog. Beautiful Monster.
Your catalog is crazy.
Beautiful Monster was just, and it's the crazy thing. Shout out to the people that have been supporting me since day one. Dog, like everything that I went through, all the time that I took a break, everything that I was doing, bro, my streaming numbers have only gotten bigger. I've constantly received revenue from, because I owned all my stuff.
Right.
So I've constantly received revenue from it. My streaming numbers got bigger. It's always been consistent. The supporters and the fans have always, they stuck by me so hard. That's one of the reasons, bro. That's one of my reasons of of loyalty as a whole to the culture. Like I was telling Jay that I was like, bro, I never talk crazy about CHH. It saved my life. It changed me, dog. Dudes just disloyal. They just unloyal. They don't like. I get you had an issue with somebody else. You gotta, and that's my thing too. If you gotta, if your issue is with a label, a producer, an artist, a person, if they wronged you, you can't come say CHH is dead. You can't say CHH is this, because what you doing in the process of that is you standing there and you taking a deuce on everything these youngsters doing. They having their moment right now. They doing good. Like, I'm proud of them. Like, they're doing. Wande just went viral. Wande does all Jesus stuff and goes viral.
No, yeah.
Like, she understands the culture right now. These youngsters, they understand the culture in a way that we didn't. And I'm just gonna be 100. Like, dudes. Man, I want to say something so bad.
What's that? Go ahead and say
Go
it, man.
say
It's
it.
damage
You done said
control
a lot
with
of
a damage control.
I ain't gonna say who said it.
Let's let it out.
Okay.
But they not even a CHH person. It's my homegirl. She has a huge platform, so I ain't gonna say her name. She probably wouldn't care. If she ever heard it, she's probably gonna go online and be like, "I said it," because she don't care. Because it don't affect her at all. She said, growing up, she was like, when I used to see Christian rappers, she said they always looked like undercover cops to me. And so I said, what you mean? She said, you know how the undercover cop get, like, they like dress like they try to look like they one of the dudes they try to sell to.
Yeah.
She said, but you can look at them instantly and be like, here, police. So she was like, growing up, whenever I used to see certain Christian rappers, she said it would always look like undercover cops. She like, I could look and tell like they not from over here. They trying to. These youngsters though, it's all organic for them.
Yeah, I think
like it's all organic. The way they dress, the way they act, it looks genuine.
Yep.
So that's why I'm like, let the older dudes, I was saying this earlier when we had changed the subject, but the older dudes that get stuck on there's no lamp mode no more, that's not these youngsters' fault. That's the people's fault that was running them labels, that they didn't have a proper transition. They didn't make people like them after they were done. So you can't blame the person that picks up the mantle that the people that before them don't exist no more, because that's not their job. That was the job of the people before them, to create other versions of them, to disciple them people out and to make them. Now you got to let these kids live their life. They are the epitome of what this culture is. They understand it. They look like them. They dress like them. They talk like them. They look like them, they dress like them, but they talk like Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let them be who they are.
So you feel like Reach was the only one to successfully pull that off?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That's Reach strong point.
When they started doing the what was it, like the summer compilations, reaching down and bringing everybody in, like Tory, he on Church Close 4.
Yeah.
Like, that's even dope. So I think they've always done a good job of just kind of like bringing up the next wave.
Yeah.
You know, KB when he was coming up, Triple E from the start, honestly.
Yeah.
That's way back, but
Yeah.
let's get into this next one, dog. You already kind of answered the Fallen King or Beautiful Monster. Cause you said Beautiful Monster, that mug changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dog,
Fallen King to me, dog. That mug got a sound.
Dog,
listen, a lot of them.
Listen, I stand on this, dog. Listen, bro, I stand on this. I stand on it because it's facts. I was there.
What you got?
Bro, every time I did an album, I would pull in a new producer that nobody knew. Every time I pulled in a new producer that nobody knew.
Yeah.
And when I dropped the record, they went to try to get that sound that I had just created.
Juice.
Every time. It was Juice with Chronicles of an Ex-Hustler. When I did Beautiful Monster, it was Jeter.
Jeter was nice as an artist too.
Did your recent record with Chef CD? I'm just gonna throw him in there.
Hard. Yeah, that most he sent me that. I was like, oh, that's hard. Yeah, but Beautiful Monster was Jeter.
Yeah.
It was Jeter with Beautiful Monster. So it was always like, you know, like cats went and tried to recreate
that
like
sound.
what I was doing.
Yeah.
They tried to recreate that same sound of what I was doing.
D&D Hood man, Take My Life.
Yeah,
You got
D-Hood.
tempo from that.
Yeah.
You
got even think about dog, the biggest artist, KB, that Black. That was my voice. Blackout on him.
Yeah.
Blackout on him. Go
Zone album
dog, do
was
you
such
know
a
how
big
many
record.
times that line was probably recycled through CHH? Blackout on him. Go off in
the
Zone.
Like
That mug.
yeah, that song by itself got sampled by two of the biggest artists in our space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I always and I always made music authentic. So, but if I had to pick between Fallen King and Beautiful Monster, I probably would pick Fallen King.
I think I would too. I think I got to.
Yeah, Fallen King was the album I had all my resources.
Yeah.
That's why it turned out so well.
That
Dream
mug was
is
so
an amazing record.
I had all the resources.
Dream, that mug.
Yeah.
Woo.
I had oh yeah, man.
I had all the
Going hard
resources.
like the 09 Legos.
Yeah.
Take
I had
my
all
life,
the resources that I
bro.
needed when I
Yeah.
made Fallen King.
Fallen King is crazy,
Yeah.
dog. King Without a Crown, that mug.
Yeah. Shout out to Sway. When I heard King Without a Crown, it had the hook on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As soon as he sent it to me, he like, I got this record. I was like,
Oh yeah. Shout
my
out to Sway.
goodness.
Sway be
Sway
still making
just
fire.
did that Buy Your Power record with me and Hovey.
Oh okay.
As soon as I heard
Dope.
that, and that mug up to like 600,000, almost at
Yeah.
$1 million. Like my new songs stream good too. Like my oldest. People, that's the thing.
You got one with Derek Minor too, right?
Pressure. Me and
And,
Derek Minor just
Earn
did
Cole-
Pressure.
is Earn Cole on
Earn
there too?
Cole on
Yeah.
there. It's up to like 300,000 something.
Oh, yeah.
My I Heard a Voice record. It's up to like 200 and some thousand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my new
Still eating?
Yeah, my new stuff still go, and I don't even like. And that's the thing. Like I spent so much time. I was willing to lose everything to work on myself and make sure I was whole and make sure. Man, the version of people gonna get of me now is 10 times better of what they were getting of me then. Like because now the things that I was secretly like disassociating from and secretly fighting. Like, bro, it's a different thing. Like, I tackle it. Like, I tackle everything. Like, I went into the dark places.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to be whole. I want to, like, whatever it is I was struggling with, anything I'm going through, I tackle it. I ain't running. It ain't no running. I can't run for myself.
Nah, I feel
So
that.
the version of me, that's why I'm talking this freely now.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody take nothing from me. I'm not afraid of nothing people know about me. I've never been afraid of what people know about me. But now it's like, man, like the level of greatness, the level of space that I believe God has set for me, people like me, bro, we get crucified over and over again. Mm-hmm. You look at the greatest people in the world, bro, they got drugged all the way to the top of the space they were in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You only think they goats. You only think they goats after it's over. Like, that's why right now people can't understand why people won't GOAT LeBron. Because LeBron is still smashing your favorite athletes.
Yeah,
like
hurt,
right now,
too hard.
Yeah, it's you can't say he a GOAT because like people wasn't yelling Jordan was a GOAT when he was still hooping.
Yeah.
Like that, you want like because he's still smashing your favorite athletes.
Yep.
Like people are never gonna be able to understand what you mean to a space until you withdraw yourself from it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We've seen that time and time again.
Once LeBron is withdrawing from a space, Nipsey hustled. Like everybody didn't care about Nipsey when he was doing what he was doing, but the moment Nipsey died and people got a glimpse of what he really was from a aspect of like I wanted to see I've been following Nipsey for years.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him continue to be refined. Like I wanted to see him to continually pull himself further and further and further away from what he once was and to see a refined 40-year-old version of Nipsey. I wanted to see what Nipsey was like, gonna be like when he was 35, 40 years old because I was watching him evolve. So, but now once people got a glimpse, now the people that didn't know nothing about him, they're like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. It's been amazing.
It's been amazing.
It's been amazing. LeBron is amazing now. But once LeBron retire, that's when people gonna be like, oh, yes.
Appreciate.
Once you looking at it from a back point of view, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I understand that about life. People don't got to give me credit for nothing. I know I'm a beast. I'm out here dunking on your favorites all the time. Like I know it. Like I'm dunking. Like I know it. I've been dunking. I've been shooting 3-pointers. I've been running. I've been running plays. I was competing against everybody by myself.
Yeah.
It was you got to think about it. When I was in the conversation with people, it was 20 people making them who they were, and it was me and God making me who I was.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? You got to think about that. So it's never been a competition for me, but I've always understood who I was. Like I don't compete with my brothers. I do that in regular life. I got a group of dudes I hang with. I don't compete with them. The people that when I was around dudes and you see me around dudes and I say this is my friend, whether it's LeCrae, Tadashi, shout out to T-Dot. That's one of my favorite people in the world.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tadashi or Trip or Show. When you see me running around talking about 116, I wasn't competing with them. I wanted the best for them that they could have. Like, and I still do. I still want the best. I understand life. I have a nuanced point of view of life. I don't judge LeCrae off of the stuff he do and say, because he got enough people doing that for him. Yeah. I understand he's in a space that this dude he's walking on water. Like nobody's never done what LeCrae did. Thanks. So I don't put that weight on him like that. I don't know what it's like to be LeCrae. I know what it's like to be me, and walking in my shoes is hard. So him walking in his shoes is hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge Show. I don't know what Show going through. You know what I'm saying? People going through real life. Like they not just artists. So I never competed with my brothers. I don't compete with nobody in that space at all. But people have to deal with realities that some things just grow bigger than others. And for me, I understood like wherever I grow right here ain't the end. Like that's why I don't get caught up on music. The only people you see get caught up when they get to an end space of doing music are people that know this is all they have.
Yeah.
Like I always knew that wasn't all I had.
Yeah.
Like before I'm done, I'm gonna do so much stuff that people never thought I was gonna do.
Oh yeah, you gotta get the ranch to school,
the ranch to school. I'm gonna do movies. I'm gonna do movies, everything. Yeah. You gotta think about it. People just not doing movies, bro. I did a movie for Fallen King. Yeah. I had a 20-minute movie. I'm an innovator. I always been an innovator.
I was in it.
Yeah, you were in it. I've always thought ahead. Yeah. Like bro, I shot a movie. This 2014. That's like so I know what to do. I know how to do it. I've always done it. It's like I just been taking the time to work on myself.
Nah, I feel you. I'm very much in that same.
I got
space,
an EP
bro.
done. It's finished.
Very much in that same space, man.
Yeah. I got a project done right now. EP.
You finna drop a date on this? When we getting it, Dad?
I was thinking about doing it on my birthday. I was gonna give I'm gonna give y'all a gift on my birthday.
I typically try to do that every year too.
Yeah, a gift. It's more. It's done. It's finished. The EP finished. Me and Adam mixed it. Yeah. My partner Kevin Reeves, he worked for Universal Master. He didn't master Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, anybody you think of. He mastering it right now.
You know what's the direction of this joint?
I wrote songs when I was in a space. So I basically through these past 5 years when I was in a space, I would write songs. and I was making the songs while I was in it.
In the moment, like it wasn't hindsight.
Yeah, it wasn't hindsight.
Right.
So when I was feeling like, oh my gosh, I made
Very
songs.
few people can make songs in that space. Though.
Yeah,
in the moment, like it's hard to do that.
It helped me. I told you how I started. I started doing music as therapy.
Yeah.
So it's always helped me. So I wrote songs. So I just wrote songs while I was in a space, and I just pulled some of the songs from that space, and we mixed them. It's like 6 or 7 songs.
Yeah.
And I know if I was in the space, people in the space too. So I called the project, I Hope This Helps. So I'm like, here, I hope this helps. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of what I was going through, give you some hope. You know what I'm saying? And so after that, bro, I don't even know how much music I'm going to make, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm excited for that one, my G. I'm excited for that. This last quick take, man. I got to get your top 5 CHH, man. Who you got, dog? You can include yourself too, my G.
I ain't gonna put myself. You want to keep me, because this an outward look.
Yeah.
You want to keep me in trouble. So,
so
what we doing? We doing like, we doing all time. We doing current.
Nah, I typically do all time. I like the greatest.
Oh, we doing all time.
Yeah, all time.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
He said you like the
all-time favorites.
The greatest. I like the greatest. Yeah, I don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
All-time favorites. Is it? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is it music that I like?
I want to. So typically, I say all inclusive. Like, of course, the catalog gotta be crazy, right? Yeah. And then I also put a lot of big emphasis on just impact and influence. So from that whole, you know what I'm saying?
Well, if you do that, I have to pick different. I'm going to pick who I like.
Okay, go ahead.
My top 5 favorites.
So this your favorite. Okay, cool.
Jafar Life.
Shout out to Jafar. That's my guy. Yeah, man. Shout out Life.
Jafar Life. Can I do 7?
Nah, we need 5, dog.
Bonus 2. 5.
You can say honorable mentions afterwards. You know what I'm saying? You can do that.
Jafar Life.
So is Jafar Life in the 5 or the honorable mentions?
He in my 5.
Okay.
He in my 5. Jafar Life was one of the first people that I heard make music, and I was like, oh, this is incredible.
Yeah. These
like,
are unconventional.
where it wasn't like no cursing, nothing crazy.
Yep.
Where I was like, this is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or Swift.
Wow. Well, you Philly. They both from Philly, right?
I gotta say Swift.
Wow, that's big.
I'm gonna tell you why I gotta say Swift.
Swift the guy too.
Swift was that for me too. Swift was the first. I remember being in the hood where I was like barely out the hood.
Yeah.
Like I was still like going outside trapping and struggling. Like I need to stop. And Swift was the first artist. I used to walk around the hood with Swift music in my headphones.
Wow.
I was still in the street. So I've always listened to Swift since back in the day. I found them like randomly, Holy Culture Radio, mp3.com, and I went and downloaded this stuff. It was on like this thing called Street Sweepers. So Swift, if we talking about all time, Jafar Life or Swift.
Wow, that's big. Shout out to them, man. Both of them catch the homies.
Dang, man. LeCrae.
Okay. Definitely shout out.
And I'm gonna be honest why I'm putting LeCrae. It ain't because LeCrae is like the figurehead of CHH. LeCrae is probably the person in the space the most that we make music alike.
Okay.
Like we make music like that you feel. It has a feeling to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like LeCrae makes feeling music.
He does.
Yeah, like
songs like "Take Me As I Am."
He makes feeling music.
Yeah.
Like LeCrae makes feeling music. And the funny thing is I heard about like or Swift vouched for LeCrae to me, and I introduced LeCrae music to Flame Them. Wow. J.O. was making a beat this way back. I know we over time, but so this way back, right? J.O. was making the beat in the basement. It was so hard. I was like, bruh, let me get that beat. He like, so this for somebody else. I'm like, man, come on, dog. I'm like, who this beat for? He like, oh, this for Swift and some dude from Texas named LeCrae or something.
LeCrae.
No, true story.
Yeah.
So he like some dude from Texas. So I called Swift. Cause by then, me and Swift talking, cause I done met him a couple of times, like, yo, I love your music. We started talking. Swift my brother right now to this day. So I called Swift. I'm like, no. Right after that, they were bringing LeCrae. I'm doing all hip hop history in St. Louis.
So bringing him into town for a show.
Lou used to do this thing called the Coffee House.
Yeah.
This was the spot. If you was a Christian artist, you wanted to perform at the Coffee House that Lou was doing. This was the spot.
Okay.
So this one was really first getting started too. Well, it was going and he was trying to expand it out. Mm-hmm. So Lou like, I'm bringing this dude from Texas named LeCrae. So I called Swift like, man, what's up with this dude? LeCrae, what's his name? He like, LeCrae, that's my mans. He good people. I'm like, yeah, JR just told me about a beat. Now this dude, he go out and see him. You should go check him out. This is my man. He good. He solid. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I go see LeCrae. And I'm blown away. I'm like, oh, snap, this dude hard. Yeah. So I take his CD back to Flaming. And then I give it, we listen to it in the house. And Cass, we was doing something. Cass was like,
Cass was rocking for real.
Yeah, for real. No, true story. Then I came back and they got it in the car. Dawg, this dude LeCrae hard. I'm like, I told y'all that. Like I told you. So LeCrae, and shout out to LeCrae, like cats can't take away. And when I say like, I'm probably like super influential in the space, you can't take away from what LeCrae's done.
No.
LeCrae has made bridges. LeCrae reach extends past mine so far in so many spaces.
Like him or not.
Yeah, like him or not. Yeah. Like, I don't care what people think about him. LeCrae has done an excellent job.
Love LeCrae, man. Always
at
love
bridging spaces and creating. LeCrae has created opportunities. And, like, we don't talk about monetary aspect inside of Christian music a lot. Yeah. But if you go look at Reach Records, bro, LeCrae has literally on his own back, like, LeCrae carried a lot of that stuff for years. LeCrae has literally produced. When people say you could tell a boss by like the people you produce around you, like LeCrae has LeCrae has literally given people jobs, like changed their life. Like they've made money, salaries, bought houses, like take care of their families. Like you can't take that from dude. Like he's amazing in that aspect. Yeah. Super dope. Him and Ben. So LeCrae, I'm at 3. Oh my God.
Got Swift, Life, Trey.
Swift, Cray, Life.
Yeah, that's tough. Tough right now.
Top 2.
I rock with all of them. This ain't no order though. You ain't doing
this. Ain't no order.
Yeah.
Chris, oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. You gotta. It's some of them choices you get. Hey, man, what you think, Dad? Who you got?
I think I feel who you finna say though.
I can't even feel it. Shoot.
Yeah, I can't even feel it.
Oh, man. Who else I got? It got to be somebody I straight listened to and was like, oh, my goodness. God. Like, I like. Man, this is hard.
Yeah, man.
Who else did I really listen to? Like, I've listened to everybody in the gist, right? But it's like, who did I straight be like, this is it. Oh man, who else?
I got cash in mind. I just ain't trying to throw no names out there.
I know.
I ain't trying to throw no names.
Okay, I'm gonna say. I don't want to say him because he's my friend.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Flame.
He gotta be there for sure.
Yeah.
Flame.
Yeah.
Flame is. Hands down, I tell him this all the time in private. Flame is like I'm a dude that like I like learning. So I listen to books, I read, I watch stuff that's educational. I'm a fan of speakers. Like I like speakers.
Same.
So Flame is hands down one of the best communicators I've ever heard in my life. I'm talking about out of anybody in the world. He's top. The way Flame is able to process information and then say it is I've been amazed by it. and he made great albums. I love, especially like his beginning albums, Flame beginning albums were like
he got a top 3 catalog.
Yeah, they were my thing.
Sure.
So Flame, I got one more. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. We got Flame, Life, Swift, Cray. That's tough.
It's tough.
Man, it's tough.
And the youngsters, I'm not mentioning them in 5 because I'm still going through their processes with them.
Yeah.
So I think all of them are dope. Like I could name top 5, my favorite 5 of them of new people.
Easy.
But we talking about all time.
You did kind of earlier.
Yeah.
The ones
Yeah, we talking about all time.
All time.
Oh my gosh.
All timer boys. That last one, man, who we got?
Back to the action.
Back to the action, man. So we got who? Swift, Life, Cray, Flame. What we got? Who that last slot belong to?
Can I do 2 or 1?
You can do the honorable mentions too. So you can name that last one an honorable somebody.
or do your honorable mentions first.
So I would have to give slot 5 to Tadashi.
Wow. Now that's a surprise.
Now that is...
Tadashi.
Yeah. Cat's probably gonna throw me out of there.
Throw you out.
I said, wow, that's a surprise. Cat's like, this dude wild probably. I'm just being a bee.
I would get the last one to Tadashi.
Okay.
And again, I'm gonna say why. Because of the amount of time I spent listening to him and the thing his music used to do to me. Like, man, you used to hear them Tadashi songs like Make War and
yeah, that Make War was
You
crazy.
Be Ready was straight.
Make War was crazy. Now you named one that was nuts.
Like
yeah.
Tadashi, but that was his specialty.
Yeah.
Like he would make them kind of records that you be like,
yeah, man.
you be ready to fight the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Tadashi, it would have been, my last one would have went between Tadashi and Derek Minor.
Minor.
Then would have been my last 2.
I love Minor, man.
Derek Minor make music like I've said too. Like he make music you feel like, and Derek Minor is hands down one of the most talented people I know.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets the amount of credit for how talented he is. Not
Musically.
just with rapping,
Yeah.
just musically as a whole.
Yeah.
Like I think he like played the guitar or something now too.
He produced. He make fire beats.
Yeah,
I mean,
he produced like the whole 9, like
Yeah.
mix, master,
Yeah.
like, and him and Doc have built some hands down. People don't even give RMG credit. Like when I like, it kind of bothers me a lot of times when RMG not involved in these conversations when we talk about labels and how good labels are.
Yeah.
Like RMG should be involved in that conversation every time. You know, like they have a solid infrastructure. They have dope artists. They've made careers for artists.
Yeah.
They like right now they are killing it in the whole space of like placements. Like nobody's getting more placements than RMG on
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Cannon got so
Nobody.
many placements, boy.
Nobody.
That's my guy
Like,
too,
yeah,
man.
nobody. Like, and Doc is the glue behind so many things that's happening. Doc is a playmaker.
Yeah.
Like he makes plays. Like he gets stuff done. And they don't get that credit. So I would have get who was y'all thinking of? You kept saying I'm thinking of somebody. Who was you thinking?
Oh, you said the one I was thinking about. I
Who
thought
was
you
that?
before you said I don't want to say him because he my friend.
Flame.
I knew you.
Yeah.
I knew you.
Who
Probably
was you
said that.
thinking? Word?
Yeah, I mean, Flame was a definite for me. KB out of the
KB.
most
I was gonna put KB.
newer ones. He's a definite for me too. And then I always got the truth in there.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah,
the
the Truth.
nostalgia cat in there for me.
For me,
That I go back
personally,
and
he
reach
was
for.
the first Christian hip hop CD I ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to listen to Truth music, but it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
typically
yeah,
not my
yeah.
guy, but it's something
Yeah.
about the way he. And then I seen him live. That's the other thing.
Yeah, amazing performance. He makes, when I say not my thing, I don't mean like it's not good music.
Yeah.
But you know, you got a musical preference. You saw the
Yeah.
dudes I named.
Oh, yeah, it's,
Like
certain, it's a certain
Soulja
cloth.
yeah,
thing.
it's a certain thing. Like Truth made good music. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Truth music, but it was like them dudes. I listen to them. Like it's so many dudes I could have named. Like one of the first dudes I ever heard, Prime Minister. It was a group from
So many people.
It was a group from Louisiana, a group from Louisiana named FTF. They was super
heard of
hard. Like they was hard. They had a song called Fireproof I used to always listen to. They was from the South. Like it's people that I like now that like Storingo. How you pronounce it? You know?
I ain't never heard.
Oh
of
my
that.
gosh,
Who was that? That's a band?
it's a dude.
Oh nah.
It's a dude.
Storingo?
I think it's Storino or Storingo. I don't mean to butcher it.
What's
on
up with my
purpose.
social club guys, man?
Social club hard?
Yeah, I forgot about them cats.
Yeah, I
Dog.
always was. I've always.
What
I
you
don't like
say?
their music. I don't. It just never did.
But
Never
I've
was
always
Phil
vouched.
Collins.
I get it,
I've always
but-
vouched for them though.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
I've always vouched for them. I like
Yeah.
social club. Like I let people be great where they are and
Yeah.
who they are. So I always understood what they were doing. And Marty's like a marketing genius.
Yep.
And Fern, the crazy thing is Fern is like an ex-hood dude. Like when you around Fern, he got this composure. Like they cool people. I like both of them. But yeah, I could have went down the line with a lot of other people. KB, like I just really got more and more into KB's music. I've always loved KB as a person. I used to listen to his albums, but I've just like his music has a new place with me in this season of life. Armies, 10K.
10K.
What's the other one?
You got
With him and Bizzle, Let It Rain.
I ain't never heard that one.
What?
Let It Rain. I ain't know him and Bizzle even did work.
What?
Nah, what album is that on?
I don't know, but it's amazing.
Wow. Yeah,
Like
nah, I
it
ain't
is
even know him
incredible.
Ain't even know him and Biz even crossed paths.
Yeah, him and Bizzle. So yeah, but like Zonti, like I listen to Zonti stuff a lot. Like right now, it's so crazy, dog. The with the season of life that I'm in, I don't have no probably tolerance right now for like phony organizational aspects of like church. But it's crazy the music that talks more and more about Jesus has a hold of my heart in certain parts right now.
Wow.
And I listen to ratchet stuff too though. Like I'm ratchet king. I listen to ratchet stuff.
Yeah.
But when I listen to CHH music, I listen to the CHH music that I listen to right now, it be straight CHH music. Like it ain't the hood stuff that I would have listened to in the past.
Yeah.
So the CHH stuff, when I listen to it now, it's KB, it's Zonti, it's stuff like that.
About
you know
them
what I'm saying?
indie tribe cats. No Big Deal. All them cats. John Keys.
I like them. I haven't gotten into a lot of their music, but I like No Big. I like No Big Deal.
Yeah.
I like John. The stuff that I heard. John got this one song I just heard is super crazy. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
John Keith got a song I just heard. It was nuts.
They do a lot of dope
Yeah.
stuff.
So they are the people when I say they are authentically what they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Indie
That's dope.
Tribe. Like them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like they authentically what they are. RG. What up, RG?
What up, RG?
Yeah, RG. Like that's my guy. RG hard. Like
Yeah.
Wande is an exceptional artist.
Yeah.
Like-
I ain't never got too much in her music.
It's because she a female. Like just
Yeah.
being 100. Like she's in a male dominated space,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's Christian or non-Christian. But Wande makes exceptional music. Like she makes big. Like she had a song. I heard it before it got released. I was at Reach Studio. They were mixing it when I was down there a little while back, and I was like, "Yo, who is this? What's this?" They was like, "That's Wande." I was like, "No way,
Wow.
bro." The song was so big. Like it was so big, I didn't even think it was her. Like she, no, for real. Because when you like, I've known Wande before she got signed to Reach. She was in Austin, Texas, in college. She come out to my shows and stuff. Like I've been knowing Wande for like years. Like been knowing of her.
Okay.
She's always been this person. Like it just took the opportunity. You know what I'm saying, for other people to see it. But I've been aware of who she was. But she's an exceptional artist. She makes extremely good music. She got a song right now that they play all the time on Boost. Her and the other girl, oh my gosh, I think her name is like Portia Love or something.
That's her name, yeah.
That's her name, Portia Love.
Yep.
Yeah, the doom, you know the song. That song was crazy.
Yeah, I'm crazy.
Yeah, so I like a lot of them, but when I name my 5, it got to be people that had an impact on me personally.
Nah, I
yeah,
feel that.
definitely.
Hey, but that song, Aha, Gazelle, and Ty Brazel got together, where they like in the studio with the lights up. I forgot the name, bro. That mug's so cold, though.
Aha is cold.
Aha's cold. He can
Aha is
sing,
cold.
rap. He kind of.
Aha is one of them people that
Yeah.
I wish I would have met him before he signed to Reach. I would have
Yeah.
told him the same thing I told Toby. I would have been like, don't do
far
it.
away.
Yeah, don't do it.
I feel
like keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I would have told him the same thing.
What about the cats on the other side, man? Just, rap period. Who you see over there killing it, man? Like in this, the Drizzies of the world. You got Ross. You got Cole, Kendrick. You still high on Baby?
Lil Baby.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's surprising to me.
Yeah, Lil Baby. Lil Baby.
His last album ain't do too much for me.
It did, but Lil Baby is the best thing they have going on right now.
You think so?
Yeah.
I would highly contest that.
That's Lil Baby, the best thing they got. What else they got?
I mean, you got a whole lot of cats over there. You got NBA YoungBoy that's doing numbers like out the wazoo.
Of course, but
you know what I'm saying?
NBA.
Dirk. I think Dirk is actually the better one out of the Baby and Dirk duo. Now, Dirk, man, he don't miss. He don't miss. You don't. Okay.
You think Dirk,
bro, I'm telling you, dog. Future still got it too.
Future is like
he
Future,
still got it.
But Dirk better than Lil Baby.
He's more consistent, man. He's more consistent. Baby can only give me one sauce, and I'm tired of eating that same sauce, dog.
But we gotta say that about Future then.
Nah, Future give me more than one sauce.
Oh my
He give you wait for you, then he give you March Madness. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like we gonna have to try to wrap him up because my portrait. Oh no, it's the portrait one that's still up. The wide, that's the wide. Okay, yeah, man. Man, what should cats expect after this episode? As far as like, I know you say you got an EP coming, and then let cats know where to find you at on social medias, man. You could drop them off for.
Social media, of course, THISL anywhere on all of them. I'm dropping the EP. I'm in a space right now where I feel like making a lot of music, but I don't know how much more music I'm gonna make. Just being honest.
Okay.
So I still love it. I feel like I'm the best like right now that I probably ever been at creating songs. But I don't like at this point. It's just certain things that I want to put my hands to. So after this, like I'm about to start speaking juveniles. I just signed with this agency.
Yeah.
The Fed agency. It's one of the biggest book agencies like in America. You know what I'm saying? They did all the Tim Tebow stuff.
Dope.
Like they do she like big. The lady that started it, she a big deal. So we about to do that. I'm just working on building my brand up in that space. That was our conversation, me and her. She like, I don't see you in this world. Like, let's go. What we gonna do? Like, I want to make some more film stuff. Yeah. But my main goals right now is honestly gonna be dropping this podcast, getting in these spaces with these young boys, and building that space up, and then moving into like I want to do a school. I want to do a school, and I want to build a ranch.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah,
man.
So that's my goals. I'm working on. Man. Yeah.
That's big, man. Hey, well, I appreciate you stopping through, my G.
All love.
Yeah. This month probably gonna be a part 1, part 2, maybe a part 3.
Premium.
Yeah, premium. May go on the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. I want to say, man, appreciate you, dog.
All love.
Always been somebody I looked up to, man. Still inspiring to this day. They probably gonna be like, man, if it's one cat that made Word Not Talk, it's gonna be you, my G. Just know I was soaking in as much as y'all was, man. Man, I want to say appreciate you again, my G.
Love. Yes, sir.
This won't be the last time. TC, any last words? What you got?
Man, I enjoyed it tonight. I learned some things about this that I did not know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Keep going, my brother.
Thank you.
Man, G. Yeah, man. Appreciate having you, my G. Yeah. You know what time it is, man. It's your boy Word. Almost said the word of clarity, but it's Damage Control with the Damage Control. Tina Carter. These we out of here.
This dude got multiple